It'll be one hell of a show.
It's time for Dents and Dreams, a paintless dent repair podcast focusing on how you can use the fruits of this wonderful trade we call PDR to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm John Paddy, your friendly neighborhood dent reaper and host of Dents and Dreams. Now, let's get started.
Dents and Dreams. Well, let's get started indeed, laddies and lassies. It's a St. Paddy's Day edition of Dents and Dreams with none other than my good friend, Clif Rameden. How are you today, sir?
I am good. A little windy here back in North Dakota, but all in all, pretty all right. How about you?
Good, good. Yeah, I can't complain. Can't complain at all. Actually, weather here is pretty dang good. And I didn't have to do much today other than, double check, make sure my credit card was canceled. Had a little missed step last night on the Dent Nerds. I live showed my credit card number to the whole internet.
Yeah, that was good. Got my groceries from Walmart off you, John. Thanks, by the way.
Perfect. So we canceled it. We got a new one on the way.
Well,
Gregory's in the house. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Man, oh man. Another St. Paddy's Day edition. How many of these have we done now?
Oh God. We've done what, 3? Is this the 3rd annual?
Might be. I'd have to go back and look.
I had to give my liver a pep talk before we started this one.
Yeah.
You had to encourage your liver. It was all right after last night.
Yeah, sorry. I realized I didn't have my AirPods in and I had to connect those. Make sure everything's set up here properly. I apologize. How dare I? Is everything working okay now?
I can hear you good.
Perfect.
I don't know. If somebody comment, make sure you can hear John. I can hear you good.
Good. Yeah, sounds good on my end too. William with Just a Dent. How you doing, sir?
What's happening? Happy St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah. Happy St. Paddy's Day to you, William. Man, you guys are pumping out some awesome content at Just a Dent. If you guys aren't following Just a Dent on Tickety Talk or Instagram, highly recommend. William, are you in the shop with Levon? I should throw him an invite. See how they're doing over there in good old Houston. Nope, that won't work. Do I have Levon's number in here?
But Levon's been on with us before, hasn't he?
I don't remember.
I thought he was.
Well, we'll find out.
For some reason, I thought he was.
Well,
I also drink a lot too, so my judgment's cloudy.
well, maybe you're just so used to seeing his videos that someone said don't send it to Jason on accident. Jason who? Who is that? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Looks like Levon just left. We missed him. Oh well.
He'll be back.
Someday I'm sure he'll be back. What are you gonna do? So what's been new with you, Cliff? Anything good over there in Nodak?
Just working. Doing retail stuff now. Haven't went on hail. I got some hail jobs to do from a few shops that when I was on the road for a long time, I got some stuff going. So
yeah.
Very hail, like the hail season starting early again this year.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. Like Chicago's been hit, Wisconsin. I mean,
Yeah.
Glidewell just got hit yesterday.
Somebody said hail season 2.0, tech season. Could be another good one.
Man, oh man. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around like how good last year was. And if it's,
can you imagine if you had back-to-back years like that?
Oh, well, it's shaping up to be that way. And, you know, a lot of the old school chasers say that it tends to happen that way. Usually when you get one hot year, it's usually followed by another. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you live down in Texas, this is just the normal. But, you know, for us in the other parts of the country, it's different.
Yeah. What do you do? Yeah, but this is, man, oh man, loving life. Yeah, if we get another one here in Minneapolis, I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
Well, I hope you call me. Unless I fucked up that bad.
Yeah. No, of course we'll call you, Clif. You're always at the top of the list. Oh yeah. What up, James Bernard? Look at James got one of these shirts. So did Andy. Let's go. Tis the season for
send
wearing.
Andy a link. Got to have an industry leader on here. he loves that.
He was just on last week, but you know we can see if he wants to pop in for a minute or two.
This is different.
Well, this is the wrong guy. Oh, look at that. We got a picture from James. He's wearing his shirt. See what he's up to. Yeah, kind of funny.
Get James. If James is available, get him on here.
Yeah. I'm sending links at a furious pace. See if we can make it happen. We will see if we can make it happen. Hey. How you doing, Stefan? Yes, sir.
What's up?
Sir. Uh-oh, somebody said they soiled their shirt. You know, that might be a story I want to hear. It might not be. Oh yeah, Kansas City, Texas, Wisconsin, Michigan, etc., from this Facebook.
Yeah, Kansas City just got smoked. St. Louis just got hit. That area.
Oh snap!
So yeah, the hail's
chilling with the daughter. You enjoy your family time, Andy. You get a chance, come on later. But I should probably get off this Instagram. It's just too distracting. There's all these sounds in my ears. Meet us on YouTube and Facebook. Dents and Dreams. All right. So yeah, Minnesota. Who told me that joke? You know where they make the tiny Coke bottles? Minnesota. Yeah, I can't see who these Facebook users are. I think I'm going to
go on and hit the link so we can see you.
Yeah. Did you get any new tools at MTE that you've tried out, or what's been
me?
What's been the latest?
I wasn't even at MTE. No, fuck was I going to get tools?
Oh yeah, you didn't know. What's your excuse for that? How dare you?
I got
some new stuff, and
before that, I got that AR9 from Dent Slayer, Matt Boyette.
Yeah.
That is a badass setup. He's got some shit going on there. He's innovating a lot of badass stuff.
Oh yeah, he's got tons of stuff coming. I mean, he did win. He did geez, double ears. Oh, this is Vinny. This is old Vinny D.
Oh, well, get him on too.
I can shoot him. He told me he was going on vacation. He might be a little busy there, but yeah. So what did you?
Is good. I called Matt Boyette winning the Toolmaker of the Year or Tool Person of the Year.
I did as well. I actually told him in person. I'm like, yeah. I think we told him on here. I told him to clear a spot, clear a space on his mantle for
he called me right before there asking if I was going to be down there helping in the A1 booth. And I told him then when he was going to get Tool Person of the Year. Just all his innovation, all his stuff. There he is.
Vinny's in the house. What are you on vacation somewhere?
I am. I'm down in San Antonio.
Down in San Antonio.
Watching Dents and Dreams, you two sexy bastards.
Dents and Dreams live from the Alamo. I mean,
yes.
How does it get any better?
There it is, right there. You see it? There's the Alamo.
We're making our last stand, Vinny. We're making our last stand.
Sitting across from the Alamo, drinking some whiskey, listening to you two guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too.
Happy St. Patty's Day to you as well. Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Vinny. You got the Alamo, you got the whiskey, and then
I soiled my shirt.
You sour it.
You soiled your shirt.
I did. I was down at the Riverwalk yesterday, and I might have spilled some condiments on it.
Well, things will happen. Things will happen, especially when you're wearing this kind of shirt. It inspires shenaniganery, and
it did. You know what? I had 3 people ask me about that shirt yesterday on the Riverwalk.
No kidding.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow. Love it. Yeah. Love it.
That, and they're dyeing the river green, I guess, tomorrow, which is, I'm from Chicago, and that's like a Chicago tradition. So it's kind of cool that they're doing that down here.
I've been to Chicago for St. Patty's Day. We will not tell that story, but it was quite the weekend. I did see a Green River, and it was good times.
Did you puke at Green River with all the green beer?
I did not puke. I was in my early 20s, and I was.
You were fit.
Yeah, I was ready to go. I hadn't damaged myself as much back then, and I could knock them back. I've always just, some of us are born with natural talents.
Yes. Well, shit.
You and Clif can fix dents, and I can drink beer.
I can't keep up with Clif or you. You boys are seasoned professional drinkers, man. I can't keep up with y'all.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I call bullshit again.
I'll try, though. I'll try.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what's anything new at Anson coming out, or how's it going down there?
Yeah, it's going good. We're gearing up for this crazy hail season that started, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And, man, there's just 5-star maps everywhere popping up the last few days. It's crazy.
It's going to be another good year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But you know what? I think statistically, we used to have hail trace on our podcast, Dent podcast every year. And there's a pattern to all this. So the El Nino, the strong El Nino that we had last year, it's going to last 2 years, and then it'll start going down. So, this year might just shape up to be as good as last year. And,
it's not better.
It's not better, and just not, and they'll just kind of taper down next year. So last time this happened, everyone moved to Colorado, if you remember.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
MTE with Rolexes and lifted trucks, all that fun stuff.
And then 2 years later, the repo men have a field day. They're all waiting for the bad hail season so they can
Last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
Colorado finally got it again after what 5-6 years of a drought. They got it last year.
Jeff McMahon in the house,
So
also known
they're
as
back in it.
Forrest. Stefan said he bought too much from Steve's van yesterday. Steven Dyke must have swung by the shop over there.
Yeah, he was out at David White had a tech meetup yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Mr. Steven Dyke, short bus Stevie D, made a long ass journey from Texas all the way to Connecticut?
Yeah, jeez, Louise, that's a haul. Well, it's nice to hear Stefan was supporting him anyway. He probably covered the gas with his purchase. maybe a little bit more even.
Yeah. There's
Andy asks a great question. Anson Talk podcast just kind of just appeared one day in my feed out of nowhere, and I was like, I didn't hear anything about this. What's going on with that?
That is Larry Rodriguez, which started working for us about 6-8 months ago. He's a local hail guy that's been a customer of Anson for forever. And when we moved out of Arlington into Burleson, he had started renting out the Arlington location to do his PDR business.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, people are still coming in here wanting to buy tools. Can I, have a satellite location?
I remember that.
So we're like, hell yeah, absolutely. So he liked how we operated and did business, and he ended up joining the team full time about 6 months ago. And he's pretty savvy with the internet, and decided that he wanted to do more of an internal podcast, showcasing technicians that come in that people might know in the industry and do podcasts, and capture them when they're shopping at Anson or whatever.
Yeah.
And, sit them down and interview them and just kind of have a casual conversation.
Yeah, it's a great setup too. I like how it got. Yeah, so if you guys see it, check it out. Where does it have its own YouTube channel, or is it just?
No, I think he pretty much just throws it up on our Facebook feed for Anson.
Okay.
It's kind of a grassroots effort. It's nothing fancy like you guys with Dents and Dreams and Dent nerds and all that. That's pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Sophisticated is way too big a word.
Yeah.
Way too big a word.
Well,
yeah, that's awesome. I've met Larry at a couple of the Andy says way to go, Larry. At a couple of the Anson open houses and other events down there. And yeah, he's a cool dude.
Andy, I'm reading Andy. But Larry's super, super nice guy, very informative. He's actually working hand in hand with the Rameden merger. And so he's going to be, we've converted Anson Arlington, where Larry used to have his PDR training, into production for Rameden. So not only are they building lights down in Leander, where James lives, at his factory location, but we're also producing lights at the Anson Arlington location, which is now a Rameden Anson Arlington location. Does that make sense?
Yeah, lots going on. So
I seen that at MTE. That was a good merger. James Lee, you
match made
definitely.
Heaven.
Well, if you guys do a live podcast, you got James Lee, you got you got Steven Dyke too.
Yeah.
All of you guys could be on it. I mean, you got a lot of years of knowledge and information there and technology.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like Anson has gone from, when I came on there, it was myself and Craig. Craig was a hail chaser for many years. And we were pretty much the only two PDR guys that were at Anson. The rest of the family was just, they filled orders and they were knowledgeable about what they were selling, but they weren't, hands-on guys. Now I think we have 8 people. What would I do?
Hey, I got a friend that just walked in here. I'm going to step off just for a bit.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be right back.
I'll pull you back in when you're ready.
Yep.
There we go.
So now at Anson, we got like, I think 8 technicians that are PDR tech, 8 former technicians with hands-on,
Yeah.
you know, knowledge of tools and experience, and it's pretty neat when customers come in. We even have Bobby. I don't know. Did you meet Bobby?
I don't know that I did meet Bobby.
So Bobby was an R&I technician, then he's gone PDR technician. Everyone seems to know Bobby, and Bobby survived a really bad strain of COVID. He's our little walking miracle around the shop. You know, he was on life support and wasn't expected to live.
That's scary.
But he's more importantly, he's Spanish speaking. Forget the fact that he lived. He speaks Spanish. So now we don't have to use Google Translate when
Hables Español. Sí.
Español. When customers come in, we have someone that can speak Espanol. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful, beautiful thing. What do you got? A little Airbnb action down there, or you got friends?
We're well, the wife and kid are laying down taking a nap, but I need some whiskey, so I'm coming in here for a little nip.
Gotcha.
We're at we're at Hyatt Hill Country.
Okay.
Nice little resort.
Yeah. You gotta love it. Anytime you can get a hotel room with a patio, it's just pure gold.
I paid extra for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, as you usually will have to do, but I mean,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Nick is over there doing what teenagers do.
Oh yeah.
He's on the phone, right?
Oh yeah. Update.
I won't show you the wife.
Profile.
She'll get mad if I show a picture of the wife like that. You know how that goes.
You've always been able to keep yourself out of trouble pretty well, so I'll trust your judgment. I'll trust your judgment on that for sure.
So John, I want to thank you. Actually, the Anson crew wants to thank you. They're all wearing their shirts today. I wore mine for 2 days straight. I soiled it yesterday. So
love it. Yeah,
I was able to go home with a few bottles of whiskey that I'm enjoying right now.
Nice.
Thanks to Mr. Bardeen, the Dent Reaper. Appreciate you.
Always, sir. Always. Yeah. Well, you guys are always so dang good to me. I figure I had to, send a few shirts over. A little love for St. Paddy's Day.
Yes, it's my favorite holiday out of the year. Despite the heavily Italian last name, my mom is actually from Ireland. So I've spent many summers there. But,
I mean, it's the best holiday ever. There's no expectation other than just to have a dang good time.
You could
maybe eat some corned beef and cabbage.
That's right. You could be a complete freaking idiot and get away with it for a day. It's like Halloween, but better.
Yeah, it's like my only day off of the year. It's like the only day I'm allowed to be me. I just love it. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Speaking of Anson, you guys have a pretty dang cool trip planned here in next month sometime? Is that right?
Yeah. I think you're referring to Italy, right? Italy.
Yes, sir.
So we Craig and Lisa are going to represent Anson in Italy at the DB Dent Tools. I don't know if it's a get-together or a convention.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it was a convention.
Yeah, it's a convention, I guess. Yeah, it's probably the first one I've ever heard of in Italy. So that's kind of cool.
That was the first time I heard of it too. And then I seen you guys were going. I was like, I should learn more about that. Yeah, because I am going to go to the IARSE in Japan this year in December.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found out about the Italy one a little late in the game. Got to plan a little bit more for that.
Well, I don't think he expected the momentum for it to take off the way that it did. You know what I mean? No. It went from, hey, do you think you could come? And I think he just put feelers out there. And then a lot of the companies were like, yeah, we'll be there. And it was kind of that simple.
Yeah. Well, and, especially after, such a good run with all the hail and everything.
Yeah.
It's a great time to branch out, spread out, maybe maybe get a write-off or two. You know, it's a write-off. So
And really, it's not to discount Iscari, or however you say it, ISARE.
yep.
Because I mean, they've invited us for years at Anson. Even they used to invite us all the time when we were doing PDR Tool Time, and I really, really wanted to go. But you know, when you're self-employed, it's hard to make moves like that. Even though some of those guys, they do it for MTE, they come across the
Yep.
pond.
Oh yeah,
But,
a lot of them do.
And you know, I don't know who runs Ascari 100%. I think it might be, our boy in the Netherlands, Freddie. And I don't know who runs Japan.
Yeah, he's involved for sure. Well, Igor's kind of the guy that's. Igor and Hiroshi are both involved as well. I guess I don't know, how the pyramid goes. I don't have their pictures on a wall.
Yeah.
Like a detective in a gangster movie trying to figure out who the mob boss is, but
who the players are, right?
But they've all been very helpful, and yeah, I think Igor's kind of mostly in charge of the international side of it.
Yeah.
So he's been feeding us all the right information and trying to help.
And I think Christina and her husband Graham, they're going to the Japan one. Is even within the last year, since I came on, there wasn't a lot of international trade going on with Anson, and I kind of opened up that market by taking some risks, and they kind of worked out for Anson. But now it's amazing how many every day we have an international package, at least one going out, and there's plenty of PDR guys over there. There's tons.
Oh yeah,
always has been.
Yep. Yeah, and they do. I mean, it's crazy. You wouldn't really think, but yeah, I mean, after hooking up with Hiroshi and Freddie, and I mean, yeah, the market on the other side of the world is huge. They got a lot of cars, and they get hail, and they get dents. They got some amazing techs over there too. So
they really do that, yeah. And they have different styles too. I often heard about the Italians just using hammers to fix hail heads. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whether it was from hitting below or hitting on top, they're really good technicians.
Yeah. Similar to the Brazilians.
The Brazilians like using knockdowns from underneath.
Oh, okay.
So they'll use a hammer and a knockdown, and boom, 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 like knock down in one hand, and then hitting that and moving metal really quick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy stuff what they can do there. You gotta freaking love it.
Yeah. Who else are you bringing in here? Is anyone else in the studio waiting, or are they all just at happy hour right now?
We got no waiters. I've sent out a couple of different. I'm just really winging this by the seat of my pants. I should probably invite my good buddy Donnie on here.
Oh,
Donnie Cavanaugh. It is an Irish holiday after all.
So the hat that I'm wearing, I don't know if you see that. That's a Dent guy that came up with a clothing company. I think
What's it called?
What's it called? It's Muddy and Bloody Clothing Company.
Muddy and Bloody.
Yeah.
Muddy and Bloody Clothing Company.
So he had sent us these hats, and sometimes I get sick of wearing Dent Reaper shit, so I got to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's dope. So is it Muddy and Bloody? Is that like a rodeo thing, or what is?
I think it's more of a hunting type of thing. Okay. From what I understand, some of the logos are pigs on there. Some of them are deer.
Hog hunting.
Yeah, you got to come down and do some hog hunting with me, man.
Yeah, I would love to. I've always wanted to a taxidermy hog with some nice tusks and a top hat on my wall.
There you go.
For some reason. But
Nick, my son, he took down this huge hog with Clifton Atkins. We were all hunting at night. Clifton has every toy you can imagine because he's a hill guy, right?
Yeah.
And he shot this like 200-pound hog. And Clifton's like, "Oh, you got to get that stuff, man. You got to get that thing taxidermy. That's a winner." I'm like, really? It's a freaking pig. And he's like, "Oh, no." So it's hanging up on my son's wall in his bedroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, Here's a good question from Andy. You guys got the open house on May 4th? May the 4th be with you.
Yes. You're not going to be there. Gladwell's not going to be there. You got a legitimate reason, though.
Yeah. So sorry, Siri just came in my ear and screwed everything up. But yeah, I won't be there. Me, Gladwell, and Bucknell are going to the Kentucky Derby. So, so yeah, the 150th anniversary. So we kind of Gladwell talked us into it after a couple of whiskeys, and yeah, we're locked in now. So there's no going back. But we'll miss the open house. That's one thing I look forward to, honestly, every year. It's so much fun, and
it is a good time. I mean, there's and I was telling you privately on the conversation, there's like 5 new restaurants and bars in Burleson now. You don't even have to go far. I mean, it's hell getting an Uber around there, but really, everything's within
come eventually. It's not bad, and yeah, I mean, there's the Jellystone right over there. There's a couple close by hotels. It's a good setup, and we got an Airbnb last time. That was awesome. So
yeah, shit, man, you were like 5 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had a pool and a freaking jacuzzi. Otherwise, I would have been over there instead of my own house.
Yeah. We had a good time. Good time for sure.
Yeah. So May the 4th, come if you can. Hopefully, there's a lot more hail than just what happened yesterday in Texas, which is freaking phenomenal. You know, it's a good way to start off the season to make some connections. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of guys that show up looking for that connection to bring. There was one guy specifically, I forgot the kid's name, but he came from Arizona, all the way from Arizona last year, and he had nothing but a pot to piss in. He's like, listen, I'm trying to get on the hail trail. I'm here to meet people and connect, and he has not left Texas since. He went back one time to visit his family. And
wow.
He's been in Texas the whole time, and he comes in from time to time to buy some tools. He's cool as hell. I forgot his name. But, yeah, it's a great chance to meet people and set up your season. I mean, there's guys who come from not just Texas, but all over the place. It's really cool.
Yeah. I've met a ton of good people over there. And, yeah, it's really awesome. It's, kind of like a smaller MTE, and there's not quite as many people, so you can actually have meaningful conversations. And it's not quite the whirlwind that you would see at MTE, but yeah, it's a whirlwind of its own though as well. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, Old Town Burleson's a great place to hang out.
And there's no other location anywhere else in the world that's like Anson that you can come and shop for tools. I'm sure there's companies that are planning ahead and trying to make their own showrooms and stuff, but as for right now, it's the only super showroom, Cabela's Bass Pro Shop of freaking PDR tools.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, the first time you walk in, it's awe-inspiring. It's fucking awesome there. The glue wall and just everything. You get to touch and feel everything, and it's you don't realize how much stuff you guys have available until you see it all displayed like that. It's like, man. Yeah. And then how do they get all that stuff in those vans? Like,
I know, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, they're a little bit more particular about it. They usually carry the best sellers that are out there, right. But I think we're up to about 4,300 different SKU numbers. So that's a lot of friggin' PDR tools.
Yeah, pure madness. Holy moly.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's in charge of keeping all that crap straight, but the fact that you guys can do it is a miracle in and of itself. And yeah,
I don't know either. we just do it. We show up every day and put our heads down and work.
Yeah. Gregory says it was mind blowing.
Yeah. Well, come again, Greg. Greg. Yeah. I'm sorry, I said Greg.
It's Greg. It's Gregory.
Yeah.
He's
Gregory.
He's a funny guy. You got.
I can't really see him because he's got like a mask on his face or something.
Oh, it looks like he's drinking out of some sort of coffee mug.
Oh, that's what it is.
Profile pic there.
I'm on my phone, so it looks a little bit different on my screen.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
A little bit harder to see. Well, Clif
sure.
just abandoned us. This is, I don't know if they, the mule that was running the internet in North Dakota must have kicked the bucket or something. I don't know what's going on up there, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No one else. I don't want to sit here and talk about Answer the whole time. But
anything else cool going on? What you know what a lot of people were asking about last night was the Vegas, the PDR Expo in Vegas.
That is happening in September.
That is, yeah. I'm gonna just pull it up so we can look at the dates and be 100% sure on that, because
that would be great, because I mean it was cool last year, but I mean stuff like that takes a little bit of time to grow anyways.
Yeah. I thought it was a great show. I had a ton of fun, and it was, I mean, definitely smaller than Orlando, but still dang good time. And
you know what would make that show better is if all those friggin' West Coast technicians actually show up to it, because they did not show up last year. A handful of them did, and that's why they built that show, was for kind of like west of the Colorado Rockies. There's a shit ton of technicians out there.
Yeah.
And if you live in Southern California, you're a 3.5 hour drive from freaking Vegas. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, or I would imagine there's tons of flights. I mean, Vegas is one of the easiest places you can fly to. They got direct flights from basically everywhere.
Yeah, it's always cheap too.
Yeah,
I mean, when I lived in Long Beach, California, it was $75 each way to freaking Vegas. And you're there. You didn't even have enough time to drink your drink, and you were landed.
Yeah. I would imagine it's a quick hop, skip, and a jump. I think it's about a 3-hour flight for me, but everything's about a 3-hour flight for me, because I'm right.
Yeah, you're pretty
in the middle, smack in the middle.
Except for Boston. Boston was freaking. That was a journey, man. We had a good time in Boston.
Yeah, that was tons of fun. Man, oh man, I wonder if Scotto's ever going to do another meetup. His shop's set up so nicely for him.
Yeah, it really is, and that meetup he did, there was a ton of technicians that came to that.
Yep. The last hurrah before the lockdown.
Yeah.
It was a weird flight back, but we made it. But yeah, so Vegas is happening. Everybody can see it on the screen, and if you're listening, it will be September 27th and 28th, 2024. At the Plaza Hotel, downtown Las Vegas. It's right at the end of the Fremont Strip, and I mean, you can walk to so many different casinos and bars, and the stuff happening on Fremont Street is a blast. And if you've never done it, I would recommend it highly.
Yeah, shit. Last year, freaking U2 showed up. How cool was that?
You know what? I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like U2.
Okay.
U2 made me really mad when they crammed their album into my iPhone, and this was way back in the day, and I didn't have enough storage for it, and I couldn't delete it, and it like screwed up my phone. And they crammed their way into my iPhone, and then 10-15 years later they crammed their way into my PDR Expo, and they played the same song like 8 times because they were shooting a music video.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan. Sorry, Bono. I'm sure you're doing great stuff in all the charity work you do and yada yada, but you got a few good songs. But
no, that's funny, because when I must have been on Samsung when that happened, because they didn't cram my phone. I think they did iPod. It was iPods back in the day that you could get the U2 iPod with every album preloaded on it or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that either. But like I said, I've never been a huge U2 fan.
Yeah, I think that's a generational thing.
They're okay, but
they're okay.
You're not that much older than me, are you?
I don't
You
know.
got a couple years on. I'm 45, so
Well, shit, I'm going to be 50 in a couple, 2-3 weeks here, man.
hot diggity.
Yeah. The 50.
Gotta love it.
50's nifty.
Let me get the proper cheers for you there. 50.
The proper. You got the proper 12?
You know what makes me so mad? Wow. I bought a little airplane bottle of proper 12
Yeah.
to send with your package, and I forgot it.
Well, I have Conor McGregor life-size thing in my office, right? Yeah,
yes, I do.
I'm hoping the proper 12. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was gonna pick one of those bottles, but I changed my mind and went to the ones in boxes, so they would ship a little bit easier.
You know, it fit perfect within that box. And I do have to say, some of them are a little bit more empty than how they arrived.
Well, good. That's the whole point, laddie.
Yeah.
You don't buy whiskey to look at it.
No. Good stuff.
Oh man. Love
So,
it.
what do you got coming down the line with Dent Reaper, man? I know, Dent Reaper tabs are still the #1 selling tabs in the universe right now, which we appreciate at Anson. We sell the shit out of them.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys for carrying them and for selling them as well. But I do have another version of crease tabs coming. I could tease that. I'm still waiting on samples for that. So, assuming everything looks good there, that should be June-ish, July-ish release, I would think. Just kind of depending on timing and stuff,
Well,
all these things that we don't have control over. But
I think that's the amazing thing that a lot of technicians don't realize is how long it takes to bring a tool to market.
Oh yeah, it's quite the process. And I mean, some of the stuff with A1 has gone, a little bit quicker when you're just bending and shaving rods and stuff, and you can do 1-2 at a time and flesh it out pretty quickly, because I mean their tool builders are just phenomenal, as you guys know. But but when you got molds and other things going on, it definitely takes a lot longer. And I've got another project I've been working on for a couple of years, and I won't say too much about that, but I will say that I made a lot of progress on it here recently, and I'm most excited about this more than anything else. So
I'm looking forward to it. You shared some details of what you got going on. I think it's something that we're all going to look forward to. You even kind of used the acronym the other day. The GT. It might be a GT.
The GC. It could be a GC.
Oh, see, I'm a Dent guy. I don't know how to spell or do math.
Yeah, game changer. I hate to throw out the word game changer, but no, I do think it will save a lot of time, and that's kind of always the goal for me, at least. Make it faster, make it easier, and I think it'll do that. So,
well, and that's the funny thing, is that new Anson Talk podcast that just came out today was with James Lee, and I watched it before I got on with you. I was sitting at the pool and had 45 minutes to kill, so I watched it, and it was interesting to hear James Lee's story about how he came about with the light board. The cordless light board, because I remember when he showed up at MTE with it many years ago, and Carl Stuckey, I think it might have been the same year Carl Stuckey came out with his, and I didn't know the backstory of it. It took him 2 years to develop that light to the point that he could bring it and actually have a product that you can sell and market. And the evolution of it, it's amazing, and it takes great minds like yourself and James. Not that I'm putting you in the same category as James, but you are.
Oh no, I can't compete with that. I mean, no, he's. I mean, yeah, his lights, obviously, all the stuff that he's brought, and
But
yeah,
you know what, John, every once in a while, and it's probably about that time, and I hope that maybe your hood stand might be that product that really changes things. Because the Rameden light board, that changed
that was
the
huge.
industry.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
remember, dude. I remember that. I saw the Stucky one before that, and it wasn't even called Stucky back then. It was Dent Specialists International.
Yeah, it was
And
just a long email.
I had actually converted a plug-in ultralight board and velcroed a 12-volt battery, and we were playing around with those ideas. And then when I saw that the first Stucky one, I was like, what the hell, where did you get that? And then shortly thereafter, James's video of him running over his light board with a Harley that came out, and it was like, oh my god. And it was that was a game changer, because the difference between looking at a ding board and a light board is indescribable. I mean, it was like going from black and white TV to HD.
Yeah. And the old Dent Wizard technicians that might be on right now, they remember taking a shop light with a cord on it and bungeeing it on a fog board.
So I believe it. I believe it.
So I mean, that it was life changing. Oh, my wife is here. I think dinner time is. Oh, there she is.
Mel's in the background.
She's all dressed up.
Dinner time. All right. Well, I better not keep you. I don't want to be in trouble for.
No. Well, I'm about to light one up. Dinner's not for another little bit.
She got you.
But another thing that really changed the industry was Todd with Carbon Tech, right?
Oh yeah, the Carbon Tech hail rod is a fixture, and I mean, his hood stand, all the hammers, everything. I mean, I don't remember anybody else doing carbon fiber before him, and I could be wrong, but
yeah, he's the one that stuck for sure. There was others that came out with well, he never burned his factory down. Let's just say.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that.
Cheers, Todd. Thanks for not burning your factory down and keeping Dent guys happy with Carbon Tech rosin.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Yes.
Beautiful thing. Man, oh man. Yeah. Just so cool how far everything has come. And it just, you look back and you're like, man, how did you do it, Vinny? How did you do it? Like, when I started, I started with the fluorescent light and the ding board and all that stuff, but I mean, you muscled through the majority of your career with the old school stuff, and didn't really get to enjoy the cool gadgets that I've had the pleasure of working with for the last.
No, Dent guys nowadays and the new guys that come in now have it much more easier than us old fellas. I mean, I use my reflection board, which I would paint my line right down the center of it up until the day I got a shop, and that's what I knew, and that's what I saw everything with. It was that fade between the hard line and the solid, portion of the board. That fog is what you saw everything with, and guys like Stucky and James, they were able to recreate that with LED lights, and that was the game changer. I was never really a hail guy. I did hail when I was with Dent Wizard back in the late 90s in Chicago, but when I moved out to California, hail was not existent. So we relied on a fog board, and that's all I used up until.
Did you ever have to? I can remember like repositioning cars so I could get the sun behind me, just so it would hit your ding board just right to light it up for you.
Yeah, and if it was overcast, I always used the yellow one because you were able to see yellow on a white car. But there was guys that used amber or white, and that worked for them. But all in all, I mean, I don't think it's any better. The hard knocks that we went through with the tools that we had. There's technicians now that are better or just as good as what we had to go through without that technology back then. But I will say that it's easier on their body now. The fact that you have leveraged handles that you're able to fix dents with 2 fingers now rather than you get a dent
the tactical handle's another huge game changer. Like, I mean, the amount of leverage you can get, and then that, I mean, I don't know if people really realize, but that allowed us to have bigger kick tools as well, because if you had a big kick tool with a small handle, you're not able to utilize the leverage that kick can create. And when you got that huge flag coming out from a tactical handle, it
really makes a difference. And it's less wear and tear on your body. I got a bad back because of it. I need back surgery. 27 years of fixing dents upside down as a Dent Wizard guy. We back in 2008 when the market crashed and we're like, shit, no one's going to fix dents on their car. Everyone started bringing in big damage, and we were fixing big damage to make it work. Look at that.
Yes. A pint of the black stuff.
Yes. Let it settle.
Yes, we will. Yeah, I killed my Coors Light here, so it's time to settle in. But I mean, I guess I never did it the Dent Wizard way, so I don't know what that does. But I do know my shoulder has never been the same since I did a 77 Riviera fender smash, and I think I had a 6-foot rod with all my weight on it, just cranking, and it's never been the same. And I go through ups and downs with it, and I really need to do some physical therapy or something of the sort, just to.
You know what you need to do? You just need to stop fixing dents and focus on your tool business.
I struggle with that. I mean, I do feel like I could get more done if I did that, but I also feel like if I stop fixing dents, I'm never going to have another good idea. Because, I mean,
that's true.
Almost every tool I've had has, come out of frustration or,
no, you're not wrong.
The challenging moments. The challenging moments are what inspire me to make an improvement.
And you know what? That's the cool thing about working at Ansett is almost every day, I'm fixing dents for customers that come in to show them how to use a tool or how to use a tip or how to use a glue tab or why this glue tab works better and this and that. So I'm never away from it. You know what I mean? Which is cool. I just don't have to. I don't have to do it for a living anymore, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, yeah. The wear and tear gets to be much, but also, I mean, sometimes it's just metal therapy. Like if you get on a dent and the whole day melts away, and before you know it, the metal's flat, and you're collecting a check, and you got a happy customer. And I mean, there's so many damn good things about our business. I'm forever grateful for it. So
and we've come such a long way, and we're like teenagers right now. I mean, we got recognition. The insurance companies freaking love us. All this, the general public knows about us. We just have to keep that rolling and keep that positivity going. Because I mean, before you know it, look at the body shops with Kiko, what they've done. Kiko, has now transformed body guys into using glue instead of welding with tabs and pulling. There's a revolution going on all over, and if we could save people money and make money, everyone's freaking happy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And I mean, it's like you say, customer awareness is huge, and there's so many awesome people making so many the TikTok and Instagram videos. And I mean, when I started, I struggled to find PDR. Like Toledo was the first, and Toledo and Sal Contreras were the only PDR videos I could find. Yeah. And then it grew and grew, and Bryce Kelly was like that was eye-opening.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Bryce Kelly, because I talked to him, 2-3 weeks ago, and he's the first one to confirm that someone actually has died from working on a Tesla.
Oh,
PDR
really?
technician. Yeah, in Florida is the first that I heard of it. But yeah, I'm not really teaching that certification right now because of some changes going on. But not to take a left turn, but be careful working on electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah, that awareness is very important, and guys need to realize that stuff, and at least be aware of those big orange wires, and metal on metal, and
you have a lightning rod in your hand. Don't be sticking it where you don't know. It takes a second.
If and when that certification ever comes back up, definitely take it. Or is there another avenue for guys to learn about that? Or
there are. I don't know of any hands-on ones that are out there like what we were doing with IMI. But there are, I believe, what's the other one? iCar has an online certification and stuff like that. They're online classes. They're not. I had plenty of technicians come into my class that were iCar certified for electrical vehicle shutdowns, and they still they're like, I don't know what to do. And not that I taught them what to do on every make and model.
Oh, Vinny froze up, but I think was going to try to point us to the right website, and I forget the name of said website. But there is ways to look up per manufacturer how to properly shut down a electric vehicle. So definitely do that. And I don't know where to go from here, guys. I got a frozen Vinny, a disappeared Clif, and I got a belly full of fire. I'm ready to go here on a wonderful St. Paddy's Day edition of Dents and Dreams. And now we got disappeared Vinny. So we'll pour some more fire in our belly and see what's happening. But I think I'm learning that Friday evening might not be the best time for a podcast. I've not seen numbers this low in quite some time. Maybe everybody's sick of me, and that is perfectly okay. But you know what? Just when you thought I was out, you pulled me back in. And we got Johnny Scotto to the rescue. How you doing today, brother?
What are you doing?
I'm just gearing up for St. Paddy's Day weekend. We got Guinness, we got Irish whiskey, and just wanted to do a little Dents and Dreams. It's become a little bit of a tradition to do St. Paddy's Day special. So I figured why not on a Friday night have a couple of beers with my boys.
Oh, nice.
What's going on with you?
Nothing. What did Vinny just hop off? I just saw you sent me this in Messenger.
Yeah. We were talking about your meetup, and I was like, oh shit, I should invite Scotto in.
So I missed Vinny. He's gone.
Yeah, he froze just before you came in. I was almost gonna shut it down because Clif was on here and he disappeared, and then Vinny disappeared.
Oh.
They both froze and then disappeared. So connection
so you've
issue.
been on for a little while. Oh,
yeah,
it
yeah.
says 58 minutes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just caught you in the end. I was just getting ready to get out of here.
Yeah. You get a full shop, I'm sure. I mean,
dude, you got to see this thing.
I don't know anybody. Is there? Oh wow, those are some big circles. Those are some big circles.
Look at this thing.
Holy moly!
Oh, I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah, my goodness.
This is from Texas.
Okay.
The kids, the guy's kids live in Boston. His two boys, and I guess he was giving this to one of the kids, or it's one of the kids' car. and he was driving it up. I think he got hit. It was last May it got hit. And long story short, I guess it was somewhere in a shop, and they ran out of time to fix it because he was coming to Boston or something to bring it. So now finally, we got it in. It's been a couple months to get him in. But oh my God, I never saw it until we watched, because it was filthy. And then I washed it, and I'm like, man, I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah.
It took me days just to get the estimate written.
I bet, dude. You got a lot of
Days.
oversized. You probably did a lot of
Oh, yeah.
extreme 3,
Oh, I
4.
wrote for a roof, dude. These two dents are dude. I don't care how they're nasty.
Yeah.
Can I fix it? I don't know until I get it apart. I don't even know if I can fix them.
Yeah. Well, if you can get a power box in there, and Cam Otto's got that new extension, you can get under some braces with.
I don't have that yet. I don't know how this opens. This roof, does it go? I think it goes over this way, right? So these, I think you'll be able to get it. I'm pretty sure you should be able to get something behind, unless they're, I don't know. I don't think I've had one of these roofs. It could be all braced though, too.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of, I think there's going to be a lot of bracing with that sunroof mech in there. And yeah, it'll just depend on what you can get in there.
Well, this mech, it's not like if it opened the other way, but I'm pretty sure this one, so it might not have, but it's a small roof. It might be totally braced,
Well, you'll find out.
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
If anyone's up to the task, Otto, it's you.
I'm really not up to the task, but I will say this: if I get what I want for it, I will.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's really good for those roofs? I have one sitting right here. Have you tried these razor tails from Excalibur?
Yeah, I have. So I think I only have 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, I got this one. I think I have one more longer one.
Yeah, this green handled one it's a little bit longer, and it's got a smaller head. You can get into some really tight spots with it. I really like this one. I bought 2 of them.
How big's the head on that?
It's got to be about an inch, I would say.
Okay, this one's about 2 inches. So yeah. Oh, nice.
It's a smaller one, and you can get it. You can get it pretty far. I bought 2 at MTE because I had one and lost it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to live without it again. So I got 2.
Yeah.
I got a backup now. So
what's your favorite tool that you got? What are you blown away that you got at MTE?
Man, I would say this. I mean, I go to every event I can, and I'm pretty bad. I haven't even taken this out of the package because it's just so damn pretty. It's the 60th anniversary Robo Lifter.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid to dirty it up, but I'm gonna display it somewhere here in the shop. I got to figure that out, but I really just love the way this thing. It's just so sleek.
So you're not gonna use that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are they still have them, or that was at MTE, or are they sold?
I would imagine they sold out, but you could see if they got it on their website. I guess I don't know for sure, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
kind of doubt it.
Yeah. Well, point is, if I had one too, I'd probably do the same as like you. I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
So
it would look great in your beautiful shop.
What else did you? Dude, I don't know if I
got this Husky hood stand.
Oh yeah, how is that?
I haven't used it. It's on. I just put it on. I got a couple videos on my Instagram of how I installed it, because you got to drill out the table and And there was, there's no instruction. It is pretty self-explanatory, but I just figured I'd put something out there so you guys didn't have to figure out like what size drill bit you need and all that other stuff. But yeah, I think clamping it to the table kind of worked the easiest for me.
Did you see? Do you have any of these stands here?
What is that?
The black, the A1s.
Oh yeah.
Holding.
Yeah, Hummert's got the he's building
did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, like it firms it up really good and gives you a tabletop and yeah.
Yeah. I think he said he wasn't done, but I remember seeing that because he's like, do you have? And I had like 6 of those stands and I gave a couple away, but I still have 1 or 2 here, and I know I have a couple. I know I have a couple in my garage. So, but I was thinking of getting that Husky one too, because right now, I just sometimes take things off of that. Like, say you get something on the front of a door, and because sometimes, like I had an Audi and a different Audi that came in that was low here. Yeah. And instead of taking the door panel and everything, I just rip the door off and go through the wiring harness, which is nice because you can lay it on this table. But that is brilliant, man.
I think that's how.
How much was that?
I think it's $450, something like that. $400 or $500.
Oh, I definitely need to get that just to have.
Yeah, and I think Boyette was saying that's kind of how that was inspired. He's done similar things where he would just set a panel or a door up on his Husky table, and then was like, what would be cool is if I just could mount this door on here. Yeah, so yeah.
Hey, I don't know if I showed you this, but before it's dark, but. Have you seen that?
Daddy. Holy cow. That is massive, dude. Oh, my God. So, is that going to be all you?
No. Dude, listen. They finally, we're cutting all out there, they're running Monday, putting a big trough drain in my floor here. And then so everything is new. Now we reconnected, so there's a whole another sewer thing that all the drains are in that and everything. So now everything's gonna tie together finally, and
nice.
Yeah, it should be good. No, but the first half, there's I'm almost positive. I know there's a guy going in there with PPF and tint.
That's perfect, dude. That's perfect.
He's pretty close to me now. He's only and we actually do a lot of work to get, we have a lot of the same customers. Actually, this blue Bronco is his customer. PPF, that's why, it's good for everyone more get into it. I mean, not everyone gets a dent. A lot of people get dents, but so usually 80%, 90% of my customers at least have PPF. So it would just work together just with him being here will be,
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not in any I'm just getting comfortable on the growth that I'm doing right now with adding a couple technicians and been training. So I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to dive into something like that for years. So I think it will be beneficial just to be right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's a handful of guys doing it. I think Donnie's looking at adding PPF. So
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, his new shop is amazing as well. And yeah.
Have you been over there?
Yeah. A few times, and now they're building out the second side that will be the PPF side.
Just tell me that. Yep.
So they got that kind of underway, and
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be exciting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Freaking happy
It's so
for it.
interesting how, Don was explaining to me, like, people think it's easy to have a shop. Like, Don's fortunate, like that commercial building, like it's totally the opposite for me. So that's what's different is other parts of the country, like, it's nice, like his lease, like X amount, the way they figure it, because the guy has that, it's a huge property, it's beautiful. But
Oh yeah.
like the way they figure it out, is smart the way they do it. My deal was a lot of it's my own money going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although he does have, but what I'm saying is, like, I think he gets an allowance. And like my first lease was a longer one, but now it's different in Mass. Like they want to do as short as possible with commercial, and it kind of pisses me off because it's like, they could raise it whenever they want or whatnot. I'd love to build my own, man. I really would.
Yeah. I looked into it because it is really hard here to find commercial space that will allow automotive repair. It's a special zoning here, and I don't know if there might be a workaround because we don't use chemicals or any of that, but it doesn't seem like it, or it depends on the city. Every city is a little bit different.
Every city's a little bit different. Yeah.
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 It's just such a pain in the butt. And then I thought, well, shit, I'll just see if I can build a multi-unit thing. And I thought that would cost maybe $1 million. And if I had it split into 4 units, I could rent 3 and work out of 1. And it's still, I mean, if I had 100% occupancy, I still would have been
breaking even, or
I mean, you got to turn some serious fucking numbers.
Yeah,
it just was way too expensive. It was over $3 million for what I was considering, and that was kind of a cheaper built building. It wasn't like an ideal situation, and it was just like,
what was it?
Just
like
not
100
feasible.
by 50 or something with 4 bays?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 40 by 80 or something like that, and just, I mean, maybe it was 100. I forget, but it was the math. The math just didn't work. The math just did not.
Well,
work.
even for like 2 family and 3 families nowadays, man, it's like you used to, but. I guess, there's a whole science and mathematic thing behind it. Like, in other words, like, it makes sense. Like, obviously his situation with this property, I mean, that's perfect. He'll make more money in that building probably than in this building. And that, because he had the property, it was probably nothing I bet you that thing was $150. Maybe 200 with all the site work and everything.
Yeah, probably more than that. I would.
No
think,
way.
But...
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. Did you look into the building and everything like the?
Yeah. I mean, we just did kind of rough numbers. I've told them basically I had no idea what to expect, and I mean, I didn't even have enough for the down payment, let alone, I mean, it was over $3 million for what I was trying to do. And it was just like,
did you find land and everything, or no? It was just kind of basing it off.
Yeah.
But you should always
off the market averages and what, kind of, he's like, they're a builder, so he knows of different spots, and like this plot of land's $100,000, and this plot of land's whatever, and then the building on top of it. It's just like, it was just amazing. It was amazing to me how expensive it was. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not even in the league. I'm not in the league. I'm not playing the same game. I'm just like, it's not even close. So I just Just
Well, 3 million, dude. You'd have to put down, right? You'd have to put 246. You'd have to put 600. No, you'd have to put more, actually, right? Yeah, you'd have to put.
yeah. Well, 20% is yeah.
For commercial, yeah. I thought
Yeah.
maybe some made
Pretty-
25, but it all
Pretty
depends.
average. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whatever. There's SBA programs and all that other stuff too, but it
They
would have
used to
just
have
been.
awesome ones. I remember like stories about Daniel Grom when he bought his years and years ago. You know, now, dude, everything. I mean, look at me, dude. I sold my truck since I've been in my shop. You know, I'm going to be here almost 6 years. That's how
Wow.
long. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to go on my 6th year, dude. 2018. Yeah. So I'll be at 5 full years going on my 6th.
Mhm.
But even when I sold my truck, dude, I had 9,000 miles on my truck. And I think I sold it in 20 or 21. And I sold it a year later. But my point is, sticker on that truck, obviously they came out new body. So, but I think it was a 17. Sticker was 64 grand. When I sold my truck, 9,000 miles, brand new, 4 years later, I sold it for 45, and I didn't even look at new trucks. I put the money in the bank,
Yeah.
and I went to look at trucks like 3 months later. I started looking 2 months later, and I was like, the same truck was you couldn't buy it for it's
80, yeah.
80,000. And I'm like, what the? And ever since that, it feels like it's. You know what's crazy? I don't know if I ever told you, but after I sold my truck for 45, 3 months later, the dealer was hounding me, and they wanted to give me 15,000 more. They wanted to give me 60,000, and I'm like, what? And that was at the peak, dude. When things were,
that was after COVID. That market was so weird. Yeah, I totaled my truck in the middle of that, and
I thought you were gonna say you told the new one. I was
no. But yeah, it was.
Right.
I thought I was doing great because the total price was like 2,000 less than I paid for it. But then I couldn't buy anything.
Yeah.
And I paid over sticker for a brand new version of the van I got, and my van was 2 years old with 50,000 miles, and it was like,
yeah. You love that thing though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the space and how many tools I can fit in it.
Yeah.
But it's not a fun car to drive. And it's okay, but
it's okay.
It doesn't even have cruise control. Like,
no,
how do you have a Mercedes Benz
with no cruise?
No cruise.
Oh my God, that's interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, it's
wow.
And I mean, it's tough. Like I drove to Louisville for hail, and that's 13-hour drive, no cruise. That ain't fun at all.
Yeah.
So
this hail happening out of there already, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be another good year, I think. So
you still fixing? You still got some stragglers?
No, I got one guy he's going on vacation. I don't know if he's shopping me or what, but I don't know. Whatever. Not a lot. There's not a lot. I mean, I still see him every once in a while. Cars that come in for service at a couple of my dealers, sitting there with hail, and I think about putting a card down, and then I think about fighting the insurance company, and I think,
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a vehicle that has have you ever had a hail damaged car? I was just talking to my old man before I saw that you sent me the link here. I don't know if I've ever had something because this already had a supplement on it. So I don't know I'm still at 50% of the value. Like, the car's still over 40 grand, right? But my point is, this already technically got a supplement, and I'm way over what they were. So I'm just worried about them saying, well, we've already said we were going to total it, but it just doesn't make sense, dude. Like, the hours that they had, like, both of these doors, I know that I could get paid like shells. or the money for them. You know what I mean? Like they wrote like 7-hour repair time on them, and I'm like, there's no way. That's like 400 at $65. It's like 400 and something dollars. I'm like, there's no way that any appraiser, even with my labor rate, yeah, $4.55. Because my labor rate, I don't even know what State Farm is in this state, but it was written at $65 an hour, and I think mine's $20 less. So,
jeez, your labor rate's from 40.
Yeah, on some.
Yeah, you know it might. I turned it on to a. Oh, here we go. I turned it on to a St. Patty's Day playlist.
Oh, nice.
And it must have just switched to another holiday on me or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know State Farm, but yeah, John, there's USAA's 50. I think there's one other one that's 50. And then
it's ridiculous, dude. We're at 70.
I know, dude. It's horrible. And so I think the lowest one, we were still at, one was like at 37. I think our lowest one is 44 right now. So I think we got 44, 45, 47. And then I think there's two that's 50. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what I mean. Maybe I don't understand. See, me personally, there's no shop. I think they had 7 hours repair on the roof, and they had 7 hours on this quarter. There's no way that any body shop, and I mean, there's no light on here. Here, I'll put the light on it. Dude, this is off matrix. The quarter's off matrix, but there's no shop that would repair this for 7 hours on that quarter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is that? 7 hours? That's
$455 at dude, look at this one dent here. Look at this. This thing is freaking.
Oh, daddy.
Nasty. I can't believe it didn't split the paint, bro.
Yeah. And those body lines are not.
Those body lines suck.
Yeah,
that's why
so
these
sharp.
Audi doors, dude. They don't do skins. I don't even have to look. I'm pretty sure these doors are like $1,600 for shell. At least I know on the Q series they are, because we just did one.
Dang.
Yeah.
Gregory's saying it's $65 an hour in Iowa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Massachusetts is definitely like. But they say there's some odd statistic that they say that I don't know if it's just I don't have proof of this, so it's probably and I probably heard it from an appraiser too, because that's when they were negotiating with me. But they say that even though Massachusetts is the lowest, they pay out one of the highest is with, you know what I mean, per claim.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and it's so weird how, you know,
it is.
There's always workarounds and weird.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You know, it's an art of paintless dent repair, and then there's an art of writing estimates. Like people are always like, "Oh, I'm not going to get that money in this thing," and you know, I was talking to Toledo about this a few weeks back. We were talking about that Rivian that they did. I don't know, that I think it was the one that was at like $15,000 or whatever. And he was like, you know, what would you have gotten or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know, Mike. I'd have to look into it. I go, let me ask you this. I go, that's a great question. I said, how much was it to replace a quarter panel? And then I said, well, let me ask you this. What's your labor rate? He told me his labor rate was like, I think he said it was 95 to like 100 and something in the state of California, depending on where you were. And I said, all right. I go, let's talk about this. So I picked out one vehicle I had here. I remember it was a Subaru Legacy that I had, and it was at a body shop. They would have replaced the quarter, right? So that's how I negotiated it. The way I did it was I feel like I did a little bit better than it was for replacement cost. But point is, the quarter was X amount of dollars, and then I think it was 18 hours or 22 hours to put it on, and I figured it out. So I said, Mike, when I negotiate this, like, you know how people always say, what are you going to get there? I said, it is true. Like, if that Rivian was here, I would have to look at what quarter replacement was for it at my labor rate, and then I would try to get up to it, or if I could, a little bit over, and show the benefits of saving the quarter, right? So, but I said, just in that Subaru, we figured it out. Just the labor to put the quarter on that Subaru without paint, just the labor, it would have been $1,200 more in his state than here. So, that does make a big difference,
Oh yeah,
so
that's huge.
it is true when people say I can't, but I mean, when you're talking about $50 dents, that's untrue. I had a customer call me yesterday morning, dude, a Nacho, $75. Yeah, I had it done for $75 before. Okay. Well, we don't start there. Go ahead.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that.
And then she texted me today by accident, and I sent her one of my competitors, the one that I refer all my customers to, mobile. There's only one guy that I refer anything to around here. He's such a good guy, man, awesome technician. But it wasn't him, because she texted me and said, I'm leaving at 2:30. I'll see you at 3:30. So I know she drove an hour away because she's from around here. So good for, whatever. And by the way, never saw a picture of the vehicle. Never showed me a picture of the dent. So she wanted a $75 price without seeing it.
Yeah.
That's a nacho.
Yeah. Nacho customer, baby.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when's the next the second ever Northeast Tech meetup?
I know, huh? Well, we've been talking about it, actually. I've been doing I've got some guys, trainees that have been coming through and stuff. We've been pretty, you know what? I'd like to finish this little project and then get on track of
consider it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got plenty. You got plenty going on. I know it's not just hey, everybody come by on Saturday. Like you got a lot of stuff to consider. I would
just like to, because there's not a lot of local guys that I wish it was a little bit better, man. I really do, and I don't say in a negative way, but I wish it was like the last meetup. Like I feel like everyone that came from around is more like, I don't know how good it did for the local, which that's what I wanted. That's what it's for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, we'll see. Maybe it's just my fault for not, I try to follow up with people.
Dude, I think, we got another joiner here. But I think Dave Detloff, everybody. Top Flight Dent Repair. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're just talking about the meetups, and I was gonna say, I think that when you had yours, like the meetups were starting to come a lot more often, and they were getting more and more popular, and then COVID hit and kind of killed that wave. And,
COVID was actually, we had COVID here. You guys all had it.
Yeah. No. Wow. Oh, really?
No,
well, I remember
I just remember you guys saying it.
Yeah, the waitress at the restaurant we went to the last night.
Right, I remember that.
The hostess was like, "Oh, they shut down my school today because of COVID," and I'm like, "Yeah, why don't you take a couple steps back there, sweetheart?"
Yeah. Dave, how you doing? I never met Dave in person.
Oh, really?
No, we've barely not crossed paths.
Yeah, well, listen, MTE, I saw you for 2 seconds. I don't know if I was in a line or whatever. I did, and then I never got a chance. I literally flew in that morning, and we flew out in the afternoon. I was only there for about 5 hours.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was
the
long day.
The shortest.
You spent more time in You spent more time in airports than you did in Orlando.
Yeah. No, it basically, it wasn't that, it wasn't, it was pretty quick on and off. It's a 3-hour flight. It wasn't too bad, but we couldn't, that's all I could really do. I had so much going on, but I wanted to at least make it for, you know what I mean? I didn't make it the year before, and it was, that was a good recharge right there. Just to,
Even
to be around some new stuff.
even a few hours there is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year was a long week for me. Every year I say I'm going to get down there early and I'm going to do education day and I'm going to do everything and blah blah blah, and I never make it down early. And this year I finally did.
I used to always, before I had my shop, I would do PDR college. Even if I didn't do PDR college, I would go down there. But ever since I've had my shop, man, it's but then it was COVID as well. I still went at the beginning when I had my shop, but it's tough to shut down right now. It's nice that my nephew is here now, but we just went on our yearly vacation to the Bahamas, and I went 4 days, but that's the most I ever, so I basically shut down for 2. But I hate being shut down. Like, once someone's here all the time, it wouldn't bother me. Like, I've been to Dawn's a couple times working for the weekends or whatever, and my nephew was here, so someone was always here. But on the family vacation, we were all together, so.
Yeah. I got someone working with me now, so that's been a huge help. So I'm finally actually having some time to get out and try to work on things, not just work in.
Yeah, and, right.
Yeah. It's been really cool, but it's, I'm getting used to a new role. I don't have to sit there and, I'm trying not to sit in the shop and hover over him while he's working, because, I've got enough work.
Did you hire an experienced guy, or?
Yeah. It's like I had enough work for 1+, but I didn't have enough work for 2. So I had to take the opportunity to hire an experienced tech while I had it. And it's been working out really good. Now I'm just trying to work on replacing all the extra money.
Yeah, right. How'd you find him? Did you advertise, or did you?
Not openly, not directly. And him and I had been talking for a little bit. He was working here in Myrtle Beach at a body shop. He was hired as an in-house PDR guy because there's a dealership that had a body shop, and they kind of changed the recon rules and recon program for the inventory, and his work shot down, and they're like, well, we'll just get your body hours up. And he's like, I'm not a fucking body guy. I'm a PDR guy. What? So yeah. So nice. It was he was already here in Myrtle Beach too. So it worked out perfectly. I didn't have to convince anybody to relocate or anything like that. So it's been awesome. Yeah. And speaking of meetups, we're thinking about getting a bigger shop. If that happens, I'm definitely going to be looking to do a meetup, because I already have half of it in mind and ready to go. It's thinking of doing it like early March, little pre-hail season, be like the preseason party before everything kicks off. It's starting to get weather's starting to turn a little bit nicer here already, and it'll be a cool time to have some guys come down.
Look at this guy. Clif came back after over an hour. What the heck?
Oh my God.
What's happening?
Cliffy.
2 of my favorite guys on there, and I came in at the right time.
2 of your favorite guys on there, and then me.
No, I was talking about you and Scotto. Fuck John.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You're not talking about me.
Nice.
Yeah, man, so, it must be. Trust me, I'm gonna try to go like this because I look like Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm kind of having trouble there too with the camera angles. There we go. I don't look like I'm coming in sideways.
No, now you are sideways to me. You weren't sideways before.
Okay. Maybe so. All right. Well, when I'm using my phone here, the camera angle. There we go. Okay. Yeah, trying to keep myself in the middle is weird because the camera's on the corner.
Would you look at that?
I got it now.
We're all equal.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nobody's watching us for our looks, guys. I can pretty much guarantee.
Hey, you know what? I could care less about that.
We've all got faces for radio.
I was talking about my glasses. I freaking went to get them 3 times and clean them. I hate that I gotta have glasses nowadays.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want to see us that well anyway, Scott.
No, I know you look good. You're
Yeah.
scary. I don't.
So how long have you had this new tech working with you, Dave?
Who? Me? Little bit over a month now. He came on right after MTE.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how experienced is he? So,
He just told us.
He's 20 plus years.
oh wow. Yeah. So
See,
nice.
that's the
Okay.
big thing, dude, being in a retail shop. I'm not saying that, we do things different, but when you're in a retail shop, it obviously is. We all know it's different because you're fixing retail, okay? You're taking time and finishing the dent, and a lot of guys, it takes a long time to get someone, to that level or even to have someone that has the passion to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's tough to get, I guess I'm saying it's tough to put a newer guy in, or, you could definitely train them a lot quicker these days than before, but it's tough to fill a retail role.
Right.
That's awesome. I wish I could.
Well, and
Now,
you can train somebody, but you still got to put in your time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the tools, the lights, all that stuff makes the learning curve way nicer, but you still have to put in the hours and time.
Yeah, the awesome thing about Kurt is that he's like super open to he asked me on bigger stuff, how would you start this? What would you do? Not like he needs that, but just that he's always open minded to a different idea.
Yeah, you need to be. That's that right there. And you know what? That, I guess, is what I'm saying. That comes with an experienced guy. Like, there's some experienced guys that are still like, oh, whatever, I'll do it. But those are the ones that aren't doing those types of repairs. You have to be open-minded and ask. I mean,
Yeah.
The minute you think you know everything, I would
You're
ask.
done.
I would ask Dave Detloff. I would ask John Vadine. I would ask John Scotto. I'd ask Don Kavanagh. If I had a dent, it might be a way that I would do it, but I want advice.
Oh yeah. Just a different perspective.
Everybody's opinion.
Yeah. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know shit. So
Well, and everybody has their opinion, and it might be something. Hey, I seen it this way, but now I see what you're seeing from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And you just don't ever be like think you're better than anybody else. I mean, just be humble.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And that's where the best techs are always humble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially like when now I try to break it down. I try to, like, when I do any type of training or whatever, I try to say I teach it as a process. So, you know what? You have to go and put the time in. But as you progress, as long as you go back to the process, like when you get into bigger damage, it's going to be a lot easier. Like me, when I'm researching, that's why when I look at dents, or if I'm scrolling or whatever, I'm looking at how people are doing, and then you come up with your ideas, and and then you break it down. Like I always teach how I finish a dent or whatever, but it's just steps and processes that you're doing.
A big dent is nothing more than multiple little dents. It all goes back to your basics, no matter what.
But it's nice when
you get that dent moving,
people.
and all that stuff. You're not fixing that big dent. You're fixing multiple little dents once it starts breaking down and you start moving the metal. The biggest thing is moving the metal right and getting it broke down, and then it's sectioned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, there's obviously you got to get the flow the right way and know when to push and know when to knock down and
Well, the biggest thing is see where your trap pressure
slow is faster.
Yeah, a lot of guys want to immediately go to the deepest point, and you always have to address that, focus on that, but you can't see that. You have to start, start on the strongest edge and focus on that very, very edge where you can actually see the bottom, and then work your way in. And when you start getting resistance, then you find the next part to go to. It's like you can't just jump in the middle and start pushing shit out. That's gonna
Everybody wants to see that big launch, like that. You put it the dent in the you put your tab in the middle and pull all that bulk metal. You think you cured it? You didn't. Start at the bottom. Start at that trap pressure. You might not get as much movement, but now you move up to that center. Now you move up to that high crown, and hit it there, and you get that metal flowing.
Yeah.
And then you finish out everything in the middle. The trap pressure is what will kill you.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting when
What's that?
Toledo.
Said I love it when you talk dirty.
You're
When,
my Dave.
Dents and Dreams After Dark.
When Toledo
like
came out
Cinemax.
here, when Toledo came out here years ago, I remember we had a hatch on this caravan that was here. I think it was an Enterprise car at the time or something, but it was a nasty dent. I mean, I think the video's on, I think it's on Dent Trainer and stuff. But anyways, what point is, you know, the way I was trained back in the day with dent was that this particular dent, Mike would have started the dent totally different, right? So we were talking or whatever, and I think he was live at the time when we were talking about it at the beginning. So he's like, where would you start? I'm like, I'm going to put a tab right here and do this and that. But I was putting a tab on the body line, but I was literally just gluing it to it. And I literally pulled it with my fingers to see the movement of it, right? This is before cold glue and all this. This is back in like 18 or something. But anyways, what was interesting is the way he would have started it, right? And it was interesting because I never had done it his way, but, you know, it made sense, you know?
Yeah.
I always try to go, I always just go in slow ink. Like I might go all over the place, but and let a little move at each time. Whereas he brings it, on this particular dent, he was going to bring it all right into the center first. But I would have never waited to go for the body line, you know, until the versus when him, you know, I got a lot of the body line up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or allowing it what it would allow anyways. You know?
Right.
And I agree. There's times where you got to look at that body line. It depends because that's trap pressure too. But a lot of times it's right above the body line where the crown goes up, and it's down at like a wheel well or whatever, depending on the dent you're working on. You started there, and that body line comes out. And now you got a body line dent that's basically like a door ding.
Yeah.
But in certain situations, yes, that body line is the first thing you got to go after. You have to look at where that metal's going to flow and kind of see where, you know, what's going to happen after you make that pull. Yeah. You don't want to lock it up at a body line. You don't want to lock up that top crown. So you got to look at what's worse.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so slow, man. Trust me.
Oh, I'm slow as shit, John.
I take my time now. I will
never be the fastest tech.
I'll go work on something else and think about, you know, that's how I.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather do it as clean, as slow as, you know. I used to be so much faster. Now it's like people are like, what? Leave my car for that dent? I'm like, yeah. How many days?
Yeah, I don't. I
don't. You go in the wrong order or try to go too fast, and you know, then you get into the trap pressure. Then you get into
and you spend
you get yourself
much time
in trouble. And you're just working twice.
But the good thing is, like we're talking about, and you know, that's what we're talking about, is putting the time in. You know, the difference between, you know, experience and inexperience is you can train anyone, but you have to go through, and you need, like I always tell everyone, it was funny, Tommy Boroff, which he was like the second guy I hired for Dent Wizard, but I don't know if you guys know him. He did the dental. Dent Olympics a couple of years in a row. He's a phenomenal technician, but he told the story a few years back that I totally forgot that I used to say this back. This is 25 years ago when I hired him, and I used to tell him, until you can fix someone else's mess, you don't understand it, and you need that experience. So, like we say, you know, that's why I go so slow, because I don't want to put myself in a position to get it out. But that's being experienced, is knowing how to get out of that. You know what I mean? But I try to do that less and less, and if not, you know.
Well, sometimes when you've
hopefully-
seen the least amount of movement, it's the right movement.
It's the right movement. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You work it multiple different ways. You're not seeing YouTube, the plunger
Yeah.
dent, go in the middle, crank all that
Yeah.
stuff out. Well, it's a mess.
I used to
Now,
pull
if
way
you go
too
down
hard.
towards the down towards the wheel well, or up towards the crown, you might not see as much reaction in the center, but you're relieving all that pressure and you're making it flow.
Yeah.
Is everybody else hearing Dave as
No,
a
Dave, something just happened.
He
with
sounds
Dave.
like
Yeah,
3CPO from Star Wars.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It still sounds Star Wars.
it's hilarious. I mean, I think
Yeah,
you
it
should
is. It sounds like Star Wars.
I think you should just say whatever you were gonna
Does
say.
he have AirPods? Tell him put them in the charger real quick. Or that maybe.
Shit, he
We've
sounds
got
like one
a
of those guys-
leprechaun live on the St. Patty's Day
Oh, that's
show.
what it is. The St. Paddy's legend.
Sounds like he's got one of those tracheotomies.
I love it. Oh, our very own leprechaun live.
I
on
wanted
Dents.
to ask Dave too how I forgot.
Now you muted yourself, Dave.
All right,
Try
headphones.
now.
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
Yeah, Scotto, you're talking about Dent Wizard in like 25 years ago, and it triggered, I don't know if it's a good memory or a nightmare about like going through their master training and old tools and some of the archaic shit that we used to use. You remember we had a fender lip tool way back in the day.
Oh
that
yeah.
was a flat bar with a shark tooth on the end of it.
Yeah.
And
I
we would
don't
use-
have that anymore.
Neither do I. We used braided gas hose that we would slice with a razor blade and slide it over the shark tooth. And one of the dents we had to do on all the master classes was on a fender lip. Oh,
Remember this one?
Yep.
I'm actually using it today. I just went to look into my car.
Awesome.
Yeah, that tool was cool.
And I just remember them saying, just push lightly and keep pushing. You're not going to see anything until the dent unfolds. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm sitting there for like literally 10, 15 minutes, just lightly pushing. I could see the whole thing flexing, but nothing moving. I'm like, yeah, okay, my time's going to run out and I'm going to get a fucking 0 on this dent fail master class. And then all of a sudden, one push is just like, whoomp, and like 80% of the dent disappeared. And I was like, holy shit. It actually worked.
Who taught that class? Scott Blend?
No, Dave Sanders.
Oh, really? What year was that? Do you remember?
It was like 2001, I want to say.
Okay. So Dave, let me tell you this hilarious. You want to talk about? Let me tell you this quick story on the master class. So Scott Blend, right?
Yes.
So he was doing them, and I can tell you right now, when we were still a franchise, right? That we own my franchise. They paid him $15,075 a day to come work with me one-on-one. So, anyways, my point is, he comes out here, and we went to dinner, and Michael Fedorowicz, I'm sure you know Michael. Yep. So me and Michael were very close. He used to own a piece of our franchise, but we go to dinner at this restaurant, me, Michael, Scott Blend, and I think there was someone else there. And I was nervous, right? I was like, Scott Blend's here, right? And I'm cutting my chicken. I get chicken masala. I cut my chicken, and we're all talking, and I go to take a bite, and all of a sudden I was like, And I was like, am I choking? So I got up, and we were sitting at the back table at this restaurant. We got this back table. We're in Providence, actually, not even in Boston. And I walked out back, and I was choked. First time in my life, I was literally choked on the chicken, the piece of chicken that was going in and out of my throat. And I'm like, I couldn't swallow it, but now I'm outside by myself. And I was like, I couldn't breathe. And all of a sudden it went down. And I walk back in and I sit down at the table, and my eyes were watering. And I remember Fedora was looking at me, and he goes, what happened? What are you are? And I'm like, oh no, nothing. I couldn't swallow it. And they all freaked out. They're like, don't ever get up from a table. You fucking choking. You could have freaking, dude, it was crazy. I still have anxiety. I have like PTSD from thinking about it, man. It was, oh man, I was so lucky that I swallowed, I didn't know I was choking, but I was choking.
No, I remember.
All right, I have a story too about choking the chicken. That'll give you PTSD as well.
It was a cool one-on-one, by the way, for 2 days with him.
It did give me PTSD. I can't unsee that.
I remember he rented a Porsche for the weekend, right? And he takes this is probably like the late 90s, 97, 98, I think. And he took a thing. I remember, like, I met him the next morning, just him and I at the auction. And he goes, what? To the fender. And I'm like, oh my God. That was the first time I had a nylon. That was the first time I've ever used a, it was like one of this, like this nylon ball or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't this one, but it was this material.
Nylon tip tool. Yeah.
Nylon tip tool. It was the first time. Then, other than that, it was all.
Those. I remember they wouldn't give you those tools until you passed master.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
I was like, why that, man? Make it so much easier because you could put so much more metal. And then I got them, and I started flipping something in the nylon. I'm like, oh shit! I don't know why they only give them master tech.
Yeah. Snail trail from hell.
Yeah. And then Dave, hey, actually, it's on my card. I still have one more brand new one, but the PDL2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look at my handle. Hey, this is my original one, by the way. I swear to God, this is my original one. They welded. This tip was welded on there.
I still have my original Ford tool issued 1999.
I have my Ford too. I don't use that one. I just use the one that Jesse made. That's funny, huh?
That's awesome.
This is like a history lesson in PDR. Holy
dude,
shit.
it is cool when you get two old Dent Wizard guys together.
Yeah.
Dude, ask Dave. We used that Ford tool right there. You picture those Tauruses, right? But I mean, there's so many other cars that have that body line. We used to fix that with those tools. And we had a rubber. So we didn't have any, you couldn't screw on. You were just using that Ford tool. And, dude, you would bend the Ford tool,
fucking wrapping layers of duct tape and electrical tape around it.
Yeah.
And
we thought we were the shit. Like those dents that today, they're like, you could get paid for a door for one of those, right? Yeah. And we're fixing them, like, it was crazy.
What were you getting paid for a dent like that? I mean, I would assume you're at a dealer.
You may be able to get a little bit more, dude. I'm honestly maybe $250. I can tell you, when I started getting good at body line dents, we always had the per car, and then as you started doing more complex damage, I'll be honest, I would get $250 for a dent that I can get $2,000 for now, and that's no lie. Like, honestly,
wow.
Like we said, it's the art of PDR, but it's also the art of knowing the value in what we do and, what's involved. Like, so many people reach out for training, and it's like, I tell them, man, I shy away, I just try to explain, listen, it's a big investment. Like it's not you're buying 3 tools. You need tools. Like we're all tool
Yeah.
whores. We're still looking every day to, if something new comes out that's going to better us, it's going to make us fat. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And me and John, we've talked about it. Now that the industry is leading into the collision side of it, you have to understand more stuff. You have to understand the collision side, how repairs are made, what comparative pricing actually is, and maybe someday down the road we'll do a tutorial on that or a training or something like that with your knowledge and bringing in that side of it, because it's not just fixing the dents, it's knowing what you should be getting paid for.
Well, not only what we're getting paid for, I think a big thing is, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'm at a higher percentage now, like when knowing that if it goes to a body shop, it's getting that panel replaced, right? But not getting them, it's easy to write it to panel, but I'm very passionate on making them write it our way. So,
but comparative pricing, we've talked about it, is a lot more than just replacing the panel and painting it. There's a lot more to it. There's seam sealer, there's undercoating, there's the time in a body shop, where your car is down, you can't get parts. There's all kinds of stuff that is not figured into that comparative pricing.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're doing a rear quarter and you're trying to get them to write $3,800 or $4,500, and I guess now, like we just talked about the labor rate, Mike, I don't think it was all PDR, but that quarter alone was well over 12 grand, I think. But
right, we got Collision Tech Nick in here. This Nick Priest, if you guys know him, he's pretty big on TikTok and Instagram. But it's crazy how many of the collision techs are gravitating closer and closer. And we've got a young Detloff.
She knows Reaper tabs. She cleans my tabs. Comes to the shop, and she goes, "Daddy, what do you want me to do with your Reaper tabs?"
Yeah. You save them. They're worth their weight in gold.
She organizes them. They stay. She knows the Reaper tabs stay on top in the little cup. The daily use.
Love it.
They pull hard. They definitely pull hard.
Heck yeah.
Train them young. That's your next master tech right there.
Nah, she's too smart for that. She's gonna run it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yep. Yeah, but dude, I agree with you guys 100%. Tools to me have always been an investment, not an expense. And
absolutely,
even so many times I've bought tools that I've had in my hands and been like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome for this, or this." Then I go try to use it, and I don't really like it the way that I used to, or the way I thought.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
But sometimes you probably go back to it, though, huh?
Yeah.
Of course.
And there's.
And there's
dude,
we learned too, like.
I've had.
I have a drawer. The drawer in the bottom of my van has so many tools, and they sometimes one will find its way to the bottom, and until I have a tough dent and I pull everything out of the drawer, and I'm like, oh yeah, this tool, and then I'll use that tool every day for a month.
Yeah, but Dave's right.
John knows that tool is in there. It's just somewhere. I've had to dig for that in the bottom there. And John's like, yeah, it's in there. It's in this drawer. And you have to go to the bottom. But he knows it's in there.
I try to support everyone.
I have awesome tools that I love that I lose. And I lose them, like you said, in the bottom of a drawer. And I forget about them until I find it. Just like you're going through everything. Like, oh, geez, I can't find anything to fucking get on this dent. Or I can't find the leverage that I need. And you're like, you find that tool in the bottom of the drawer, and you're like, shit, I could have used this like 10 times just this week. Where's it been?
Yeah.
That's why I'm so happy that I'm all like before I used to work out of bags. Now it's like, you know, you walk around
your
the shop
setup
like
is
I
so
think about it.
you can see everything. God, your shop is just like so.
Well, you know what?
awesome.
I had a lady come to my house years ago. John, I think I remember when you came out here. I think because remember I sent you to my house to get something and everything was labeled in that room. Remember the furnace room? So, well, I don't think. Well, it was done, but you were just it was behind the furnace. But my point is, I had a lady, and she organized everything, and she said everything needs a home. So that's how I set up my tools. What is that, Jameson?
Yeah.
He's got Jameson. I got Dubliner.
I got the Caskmate, the stout barrel.
Damn. You too, Cliffy? I'm on, James.
Beer.
Oh. Margarita.
My night's gonna be a long night, but hey, while we got him on here, before he gets all fucked up on Jameson, he'll probably be on the whole night. Dave Detloff. I got to go to a show with him. And you want to talk about an amazing guy. If you ever need advice or anything, 25, 30-year tech. He's the one that the only reason I actually went on to Hale is because of Dave Detloff. And we sat drunk as fuck on a couch in Michigan. And Dave told me, he said, have you ever chased Hale? I said, nope. He goes, it might not be for you, but do it just for the experience. So
yeah, you got to.
I credit Dave for a huge part of my success. And he's, if you ever need advice on something, he's one of the good ones to call. He's
Well,
I can't say enough good about Dave.
How many years you travel?
Thanks. Thank you very much. Bring a tear to my eye.
How many years did you travel, Dave?
That was when Boats and Hose was filmed.
It was. Yeah, but that's one thing I always say.
Were you on the production team?
Yeah,
he was. But I always say, go to the smaller events. Go to the meetups. Go to the smaller events. Go to the smaller classes. That's where you make those connections. I mean, me and Dave had known each other before that, but I mean, we became friends through that experience.
I've never got to meet him in person. Dave, speaking of Dave here, let me ask you this. I never talked to you. How did you like that kid?
Felipe?
Yeah, Philip.
Dude, I wish I still had him. He had to move back upstate to Greenville.
Do you talk to him?
Yeah, I still stay in touch with him. He's doing really good. He's married now, so he's
Did he marry the girl that moved down there to go to school?
Yep, he did.
He hasn't called me, the little and I think I had tried to reach out. He does through social media a little, but man, he was a good kid. John Vedine. Dave, do you know the story about him? How he ended up here?
I know. I don't know how. I don't know the story of how he ended up there. He probably told me, but I don't remember.
So I'll tell you real quick because Vedine was here. So anyways, the day of my tech meetup was a Saturday. He worked for his uncle. He was a carpenter. He quit on Friday. He went to some training up here. He had already gone through some Brazilian guy up this way. But anyways, he said, quit his job on Friday. He says, I'm going to find a place that I can go work for. So Saturday morning, he called where he was living with his aunt and uncle. He Googled dent repair, and he called Billy Burchill from, shouldn't even say his name, but anyways, he called someone, competitor of mine. But anyways, that said, you looking for help or whatever? And he was here at my meetup. And he said, no. As he called him, he was already I was the next on the list. So he was driving, and he pulled in the parking lot. And he goes, hey, man, I see your van outside. So the kid went outside, and brought him in and goes, hey, we're having a tech meetup. Come on in. So he came in, and a couple hours later, Dawn came over to me, and, because I was busy, bouncing around, and Dawn's like, hey, meet Philip, and dude, he's in here. And Dawn's like, listen, bro, I got to tell you. And he's like, because Dawn talked to him for a while. And he was like, he's like, I come here next week. I work for free. I show you what I can do. And that's how I met Philip. And like we were saying earlier, COVID, like, I remember I'm like, Philip, like, it was broken in. I'm like, they were shutting the world down. I'm like, man, you can come if you want. So he was coming down. That's how I met him, though, was at my meetup.
Dude, he was so humble, but so hardworking and so
dude,
such a sponge.
I got another Brazilian I just trained everything last year.
So impressive.
Such a nice kid, man.
His maturity, his age.
Well,
And
that's one thing. That's one thing they don't talk about training is once you train, watch people. I've learned so much from John Vadine, John Scotto, obviously Dave Detloff. You're right up there as far as the people that have helped me, and with Kaz and everybody after I trained. The initial training is one thing. It's having an open mind and listening to everybody else.
Yeah,
and watching
dude, I
them
learned
work
from
and
trainees.
learning
I learned from
them.
trainees. Yeah.
I mean, I say it all. Anytime you can work with another tech, I mean, you got to take that opportunity. Like, I remember at Scotto's meetup, we were jamming to get a couple cars done. Dude, I was working with.
We were right here.
Scotto.
Right here. You were working on the door right here.
With Scotto, Toledo, and Vinny, and I was like,
no Toledo,
shitting.
Don.
Oh, Donnie, yeah, Toledo wasn't there yet, but
you're just like a little baby in that group,
dude.
Don
I
Kavanaugh,
was shitting my pants. I'm like, don't fuck anything up, John. Just don't. Fuck
No, dude. All I remember, John. Remember you were on a door, but see, that's the thing, man. That's so cool. I knew what was here, and you were working on something, and you're like, oh, well, dude, you crushed it on that roof. We were playing around with the cold glue, but I remember you on a door over in this bay over here, and you're like, nah, I can't get there with that. I'm like, oh, yeah, you can, bro. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
like, No. I'm like, listen, bro, up over what? And it was like, those are the small little things. Like, sometimes, I shouldn't say sometimes, you got to have an open mind. I learned that shit from trainees sometimes, man. You can't be cocky like you know everything,
Yeah.
No.
Well, and sometimes newer guys are really good to learn from because they don't know what they don't know. And they'll invent some shit that you never thought of. And
and the younger generation is way lazier than us. We'll work smarter and be stubborn.
They do have a different mindset. Yeah.
But they're gonna find the easiest way to do shit. And I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was
you always watch everybody else work.
When I was younger too. I remember, like, when I was in high school and in my early 20s, my dad would chew me out. He'd be like, you're just trying to take the shortcut. You're trying to find the shortcuts. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to find
sounds like my old man.
Easier way. Why would I not try to find an easier way? Like, even when I was a kid, I guess without knowing it, I had the work smarter, not harder mentality.
Yeah.
Even in body work, when we would have young guys come in from college and they would like sit side by side with us, they were working beside me in body work. And it's like, shit, yeah, I'm using that. I'm not that proud. It's all about money. It's all about getting better.
Yeah. I wanted to say something. This is Nick Priest saying these Husky tables are in every shop. We were talking about it earlier. I got the Dent Slayer's you can attach a hood stand to it. It's on the Dent Reaper Instagram.
That's pretty badass.
It's a nice addition. So check that out. But
I got two carbon techs. One that has just the hard top on it, no soft top. Then I have a soft top one, and then I still love my old man. I love that PDR finesse.
I got that one too. That thing's a tank, dude. It's a
tank, and I love it.
It don't move. That's what I want with the hood stand. Is it not moving?
Yeah,
I have the original Ultra. and I've had it since 2011.
The
Which
Ultra
one?
one?
Yeah, the one that folds into the suitcase.
Yep.
Oh, I
Portable
gave that one to Tom Boroff.
Dude,
Hey, you want to talk about Ultra
thing
though?
2011.
Look at that right there.
I bought new legs for it probably 6-7 years ago.
What
Yep.
is that? That's
an
the old
that's
that a
ultra
hail rod?
first
aluminum.
Ultra.
The aluminum
Hey.
hail rod.
Yeah, one of the first. Oh, there's 2 hail rods up there, but yeah, the
The hockey
Ultra
stick is
aluminum.
the bomb, dude. I
And,
love the hockey stick for a
I'm
hail
2
rod.
margaritas.
Yeah, and that
deep,
one
so-
is that one square too, right?
Yep.
No, that's not square.
The hockey
but
stick.
what I was going to show you is, you see how bent it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That
what I
hollow
was going to
aluminum-
say is I'm 2 margaritas deep, so I hope I don't get emotional. But there's a funny story behind that. One of my really, really good friends, he's gone now. He's passed. But the reason why I have that tool is we did a hail. It was 2011. We did a hail job. He had a shop and we were partners actually, and we were doing a Hyundai Santa Fe. We didn't have a hail rod. The longest we had was like a 40-inch Ultra or whatever, a double bed, and we had to overnight that thing, right? And it cost us like $500 to overnight it, and we fixed this thing, and dude, we bent it and everything. But when he passed away, his wife gave everything to my other buddy Chris, but they all made sure I got that because it was just kind of like a sentimental thing. It was kind of cool, dude. We split it. It cost us like, I don't know, it was like $1,500 to get it and get it here because we needed it to fix it. We bent the shit out of it, dude.
I remember the first collapsible or interchangeable hail rod I remember
The
was the
A1?
old Dent, the Dent Hog, it was called.
Oh yeah.
And but it didn't have any locking pieces to it. Like if you put any kind of a left torque on it, it would just start unscrewing and coming apart. But that was like 2008 was my first hail season. So we're talking like 08, 09. These things were like unicorns. They were so hard to come by. And then Ultra came out with theirs, and that thing was so much more comfortable just because it was a wider diameter and that hollow aluminum was stronger and less flexible than the solid aluminum that was being used on the Dent Hog. But then you get on a big commercial job where you have to work on some 15-passenger vans, and 2 guys are putting their Ultra rods together, and next thing you know, they're snapping them right at the fucking connection. And you really don't want to snap one of those things when you're putting all your weight on it, like feet away from you, and standing on a quick bench, like balancing on your tiptoes. Not cool.
Not fun at all.
What's the furthest?
Dude, my shoulder, you just made my shoulder flare up just thinking about that.
Dave, did you do hail in where have you been out of the country to do hail?
Western Canada and Australia.
How is Canada? More money in Canada, isn't it?
Calgary. Back in the day, there was. I have no idea what it's like now. The last time I was up there was 2013. And at that time, it was starting to kind of balance out because the dollar wasn't as strong. But now, dude, the Canadian dollar is trash right now compared to ours. It's like 75 cents on the dollar. So that better money that you used to get is just immediately cut in conversion.
Because it used to be like a couple dollars, wasn't it?
Yeah,
close.
It used to be like
125
to 1. Now it's like 75 to 1.
Yeah, you used to be happy when you got a Canadian coin in your change, and now you're like, what?
What about Australia? Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, it used to be a better conversion rate. Now the conversion rate hurts you, so I'm not sure if there's good money there or not. I lost interest in international travel a long time ago, but dude. Western Canada is just gorgeous, dude. I've worked Calgary and Edmonton both multiple times, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful part of the
Calgary
world.
is the hot spot for hail up there.
Yeah.
Where is that? Above California or like above
Alberta,
where you are?
So it's right above
Montana.
Right above Montana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Montana.
okay.
It's honestly, dude, it's like the Denver of Canada because it's like it's a little bit farther away from the mountain range than Denver
Yep.
is.
Yeah, you
Podcast.
get the updraft from the mountain range, and it creates all
Much
those
like
hailstorms.
it's on the edge of the mountain range. Yeah, exactly.
What did you how
always a
about
fun place to
Australia?
live.
I heard it was I heard that you could only stay for like a month, right? They were real strict.
That all depends on your work visa. When I was working for Dent, I was still employed by Dent Wizard when I did all the international travel. So we had, I mean, I only ended up using it once and going over there once, but the work visa that they bought me for Australia was a 4-year visa.
What
Oh,
year
wow.
did you stop doing hail for them? Do you know Todd Yannick?
And
do you know Todd
yeah,
Yannick?
very well.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. Very, very well. Yep.
So do you know his background?
I worked with Todd's brother-in-law. Yep. I met Todd for the first time when he first sold or got in with Dent Wizard from selling his company up there in Boston.
So when he moved to St. Louis or before he moved?
Brother-in-law very well.
Oh, okay.
When he moved to St. Louis, he was kind of like a regional.
Yeah.
Regional
Is that
guy,
when
so
you
he
met
spent
him,
some
or
time
did
in
you know him
Chicago,
before he moved
which
to
is
St.
where I
Louis?
was when I first started with them, because that's where I grew up. Yeah, and so yeah, I spent a lot of time. Todd spent a lot of time in Chicago. I spent a lot of time in St. Louis. You know, I did tech council when I was in auction tech, and Todd was running the hail team when I got hired onto the hail team. So Todd brought me onto the hail team, and
Yeah.
Did he ever? Did you?
I worked
my
at
name
the
ever
auction
get
in
brought up when you
Indianapolis
met
with
Todd?
Todd's. No. I mean, I remember your name.
I gotta
from,
check out of here real quick, guys. Not to interrupt. My brother just walked in.
See you, Cliffy.
Hey, have a great St. Patty's Day, Cliffy.
Cliff. Always good.
You
to
too.
to
Love you
friend.
guys. If I get back on, it'll be later.
All right. Yeah, I'm on my last drink. Dave, that's crazy because let me tell you real quick. So Todd, when they inquired, when they bought Todd's business, so I was so Todd actually moved because Todd wanted me to have his job position. So I was the 11th. I was like the 11th kid, right? For Dent Wizard in New England, and we would develop in this area, and I already probably had about maybe over 10 guys in my area, which they said I was the last one. But anyways, they bought Todd, and then Todd was my boss. Well, Todd he would call me 10 times a day. He would take me to dinner, and he was like, that's who was there, by the way. Todd was the other one when I was choking. He was there. So Todd took that role and moved his whole family to St. Louis. And I felt bad. I'm like, Todd, what the frig, man? What? You got, I think he 2 boys, right? I'm pretty sure he had 2 sons. I don't know if they had any more. But that's crazy. Oh, he has 3, yeah?
I'm pretty sure.
Super nice guy, though.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to take away from this Todd guy. He sounds awesome, but I want to hear more about Australia. Like,
yeah. All right. Let's hear Australia.
What was the money like there? What was the workflow like there? Like,
and how many times have you worked there?
I only worked over there once. It was right after my daughter was born, and it was let's just say it was a tornado time in my personal life, and I went over there, and I was there from the Sunday before Thanksgiving till Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And that also there were definitely good and bad storms and situations over the years there when it came to Dent Wizard and the way and the corporate technicians that we sent over there from America to Australia. And the particular deal that I was on was oversold and underdelivered. and they wouldn't send us home for Christmas break. They said they were afraid that they wouldn't let us back into the country. And I was like, that makes no sense because we have 4-year work visas. Then it was like, well, you guys aren't turning enough revenue to justify the cost. And that really showed that the reality was they didn't think we were going to go back if they let us.
Oh,
So, yeah,
Man,
like,
that sucks, dude. That's a hard spot, especially just
yeah.
after having a kid.
Yeah, and
You had
and
to
it
be-
was just let's just put it this way: if I think if I would have went over there any other storm and situation than what I did, I would have loved it. And I still think there's a part of me that wishes I could go back one more time and do it under different circumstances and see what's like under different circumstances, because the time that the things the personal fun things that I did get to do down there were awesome. They were great.
what part were you in?
Did you get to fight a kangaroo? Gregory wants to know.
I didn't get to fight one, but I did get to lay down with one and pet one and hang out with one and hang out with the koala. We did get to go to the Steve Irwin National Zoo and see his the alligator show that his family still hosted and shit like that. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
were
that's
you in
awesome.
Australia? What part?
I was both north and south of Brisbane. I worked a little bit in Gold Coast, which is Surfer's Paradise. It's just a little bit south of Brisbane on the Pacific coast, or the Atlantic, South Pacific. Yeah, South Pacific. Thing like can't be the Atlantic. Why am I thinking backwards? Probably because of Jameson.
Did Boyette used to work on the team with you?
Yep.
Okay.
No, not on that storm. He was down there. I don't think I ever even saw him on that storm. He was in a panel shed. He was in a body shop. I was working in a shed or like a warehouse kind of situation. Will Garcia and both of the Boyettes were working in different locations.
Hold on, both of the Boyettes? I didn't know there was another Boyette.
Yeah, Mark still works for Dent Wizard. That's Matt's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh,
They were,
great. He's saying
Mark
that his
may
sister
not have
lives
been down
there.
there on that one. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't even remember seeing Matt while I was down there, but I'm pretty sure he was down there.
Gotcha.
Did you know Matt? Because he worked for the Wiz, right?
Yeah.
For the hit.
Yeah.
Did you know him through that? Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I first met Matt when we were both hail techs for Wiz.
Are you gonna do the thing where you're like, yeah, I mean, I like Dent Slayer, but I liked his earlier stuff better?
No, not at all. I remember his earlier stuff. I wish his original tool cart was still in production because it was fucking awesome. You could literally put it in your suitcase and fly somewhere. It was
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? He had a tool cart
I didn't
back
know
then?
that.
Pro PDR was making his stuff when Bill still owned the company, and when they sold, they didn't want to do outside sourcing and outside projects, or whatever the blah blah was. But yeah, you know what, dude? A lot of and I'm saying this out of reverence, not out of a knock or some passive aggressive bullshit. But a lot of the some of the stuff that Matt makes from Dent Slayer reminds me of early Dent Wizard tools. And
well, he definitely. I mean,
you could see
he has the influence.
He
definitely has that influence.
Especially like making tools bendable again, but still strong. Like it literally warms my heart because what's old is new again.
Well, that's because he's good. He's not good. He's great at solving problems. So
exactly.
He was solving from back then. That's why he's had all these. You know what I mean? And it's awesome. That's why like newer guys don't realize, how much we respect. You know what I mean? They have the advantage of us showing them the newer stuff versus, you know what I mean? We have so many tools we all
whatever. I mean, not to be fucking cliche, but like, I stand on the shoulders of giants because so many old school guys have done all the fucking hard work before me to give me, like when I first got in, there was no LED lighting, but then we got LED lighting, and then
Right.
you know all the
Just
everything
even with
just
your
keeps.
tools, John. Even with yours, you're
Yeah.
solving problems. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but
that's what it's
I
all
would have
about.
never figured that out without the guys before me and the tools
Right.
before me, and you know everything just and whatever. You know, there's gonna be people behind me and whatever. Like you know, eventually people are gonna be laughing about, oh yeah, I remember those old Dent Reaper tools, but you know,
Well,
it,
like even like you, John, even like you have evolved a lot in the design and the in everything that goes into your tools. You know, the original three-piece set of the Dent Reapers. I mean, let's just be honest, they're fucking fantastic, but there's nothing groundbreaking or game-changing about them. It was
But
just
they were.
hard,
Was the crazy thing is
it was
they
just,
were.
hey, let's make a harder steel with a sharper point, and let's shave them.
That's what I
shave
meant.
them this specific way. You know, it was nothing new. It was nothing groundbreaking, but it did level everybody up. I mean, dude, let's just be honest about it. It really, leveled up.
Yeah, and then I mean, for me, it was I had that tool for over a year before I even put it on the market, but I wanted a tool that I could run and gun with because I was all wholesale all the time, and it was like I want to grab one door tool and one whale tail and be able to go around this car in breakneck speed. I mean, dude, I was making 40% and less or less on of the ticket, and I'm doing wholesale, so I had to bill ridiculous numbers to make ends meet, and it was like I have to be faster. There's just no other way around this. So I was just trying to shave time. Yeah, well, I don't know.
You gotta feed the beast.
Yeah, maybe less gold leaf on that tool wall, and
yeah,
stop making them.
The middle sized Dent Reaper and the middle sized Angel are those are my daily go-to door tools for 90% of what's. I mean, if it's in the open on a door, I'm grabbing one of those two tools. Usually starting with the Angel and finishing off with the sharper Reaper.
I just use this right here. I just fixed that Bronco with this tool right here. It was the only, the only thing that I had that leverage to push that aluminum. It was deep. I had to shrinky box it and everything.
I don't like using shrinky box. That means I
hate it.
Oh yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what? Every time I use it,
you gotta grind.
Every time I use it, Dave, I freaking kick myself because this was my fault. It was a flagpole that went into the truck, and I remember writing the estimate, dude. It was like 2 days before Christmas, and it had PPF on the whole thing. And I thought he was filing a claim, but a claim, it needed a door replacement. And I was like trying to show him my fault. I was trying to show him it's worth doing a claim, but I gave him a price, so I had to do it for that price. And I'm like, I said, as soon as I said I need it, I'm like, I shouldn't even be taking it on when I need the shrinky box. What am I doing? You know? But whatever.
Yeah. Well, it half sucks that it exists because every time you got to break it out, you're like, son of a bitch. Why did I even buy it? Why did I even buy this thing? But
it is nice that we talked about.
You save my rent, motherfucker.
Yeah, if you save a roof skin, and you're making that kind of money. But
when you use it, you're saving things and you're making money. So it's just you're adding on to those hours. If we were hourly, trust me, if I was hourly, I'd be rich. But.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How many late nights in the shop?
No, I haven't been putting in as many late nights lately. It's nice to have some help.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats.
It continues
to be a good
scary
scenario.
as all get out, though, because like I said earlier, I had enough work for 1+, not quite enough for 2, but I
Yeah.
could not afford to let the opportunity go to get them. So
No,
now
I
it's
would if I found someone. I'll tell you right now. And I trained someone last April. Kid that came to me, a Brazilian, and he comes every Saturday, and I'm almost ready. It's this close to, you know what I mean? If he could get through a lot of the stuff that I do, I would do it because trust me. I mean, Dave, just having that time, I'm sure you know, you could take other things on. You know what I mean? Like, and if you've established yourself, I mean, which I'm sure you have, after a certain amount of time, it's like, you look at it like it's a percentage. So if it's even if he's the one fixing all the stuff, you could do everything else and make things easier and survive, is what I'm saying,
yeah,
to
like
grow.
I would get overwhelmed trying to do it all by myself because I would be
I
like,
hear you.
I
I hear you.
for 10 minutes and then the phone rings. And then I get to push for 5 minutes
Yeah.
for a walk-in, for an estimate.
Do you got a CRM? Do you use a CRM system?
That's what I'm getting to. I didn't even have time to wrap my head around learning how to use one, but I signed up last night because
nice.
now I have time to actually think about, wait a second, I don't feel like we're closing enough of the estimates that we're doing. And I actually have time to think about, I need to make sure I get back to these people. And I need to, I've spent enough time, especially the PDR 20 group has been unbelievable for me the last 2 years. And that has gone so far in teaching me just business aspects that I didn't allow myself to realize I do. And I didn't understand any of the terminology that I was hearing about CRMs. But now I understand what I'm hearing about them. I understand and that now I have to think of. I want to make wait.
Dave, you're like cutting out. I think there's something going on in the background. There's enough noise in the background where it's effing up your mic a little bit.
There is nothing here, but I'm hearing music in the background from somebody else.
That's probably me. But
John, your music went crank for 1 second and now it's down. It did go up though.
I was trying to play with his mic settings.
Oh.
But so
I'm back outside now. I don't know if that helps. But yeah, I was like, I'm finally able to think outside of fix dent, answer phone, do estimate, back to fixing dent, back to the phone, back to the phone, back to the phone, back to doing the dent. Here comes another estimate. So yeah, that's
you got to build the system, man. That's what build the system.
Well,
I try to do estimates.
Jim Mitchell in the house.
Oh my
Lord.
Blessed with royalties.
He's a Facebook user, but I've got it pulled up on the side here so I can see who the Facebook users are. I mean it's such a tough balance when you're on your own, figuring out how to manage everything, because you can't. It's hard to get in a flow, in a work flow, when you got the phone ringing and everything that goes with it, and then you got to figure out, well, how do I advertise and every other damn thing.
Yeah.
So
you build your system, man. A CRM, like
what CRM do you use, Scotto?
My nephew actually. My nephew did mine. Is
it built on like Go High Level, or is it built on HubSpot? Changing his AirPods. Now he's muted. You got to unmute your mic. When you pulled your AirPods out, it muted you. Yeah, you got to hit the little gear and unmute.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Yeah. It's been nice, man. Obviously, the more it's building the system, dude. It's not just a CRM; it's everything. You gotta, you
Yeah.
know,
The
you still
more you
let people
automate
walk through the
things.
door. It's nice when you can schedule everything, or even you don't answer the phone, or even, it's just I'm constantly. Even today, I was changing things on it, but it's nice that you can just keep track of it. I even love, to be honest with you, I love I love the insurance companies now. When the insurance companies talk, I change the number so everything's recorded. Not like them. So our phone calls are recorded, and even phone calls, man. I go back and I learn sometimes from my phone call. I'm like, all right, I should. You know what? I got to slow down here or there. It's just everything's nice.
I'm looking forward to learning. I'm gonna set up my onboarding call. Monday I'm going to be doing a Kiko training up in the Virginia Beach area. Tuesday I have a meeting with the guidance counselor for the local youth apprenticeship board, trying to do some work with them and get that rolling.
Nice.
And, so Wednesday, or hopefully Wednesday, I'm going to have the onboarding meeting for the CRM.
Oh, nice. Someone in the 20 group has it? Yeah. Is it you got using high level too, right?
It's built off of Go High Level. Yeah, I'm using going to be using Josh Klein.
Yep. Nice.
I'm gonna have him do Google Ads and all that stuff for me too, because I currently do like. I can admit this now because I'm actually moving forward to correct the problem, but I never even set up a Google Ads campaign since I've been home for the last 3 years doing retail, and I'm so lucky that I have not had anybody else swoop in and screw up my algorithms or my search results because of that. I still rank pretty well locally with nearly 200 5-star Google reviews and counting, kicking ass on those. So, but yeah,
Yeah, but even if someone came in, if you do enough organically and if you you plant the seed, man, it's tough to interrupt that. I understand money does do, obviously, but I mean, I've never spent a penny on ads myself.
Oh, dude, and Myrtle Beach is a really unique market in the sense to where, like, because so many people have moved here recently.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, a lot of people don't know where to get the service that they need. So, like, if I do good work for one person, they go home and they're telling everybody in their neighborhood, "Oh, I got a guy," because everybody wants to be the one to know the guy to refer the guy. So that's organic.
Yep.
The organic reach has been fucking amazing.
In your retail shop, Dave, how much would you say percentage-wise? How much percentage do you do insurance work?
10, 15%? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. Let's just put it this way. It's not nearly as much as I want to be doing. I'm working on that too. I had the local progressive team reach out to me, and right about a month ago, I had like all 14 of their local.
I think I saw that. Yeah. Yep. Awesome.
Yep,
That's awesome.
Grassroots style, trying to spread the word. Are they going to try to capitalize on that for themselves somehow? Of course. Are they going to try to feel like they know how to write PDR now instead of collision? Of course, but it doesn't matter. It still gets the awareness out there and gets them in my door.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's better to have them in there, and then
Yeah.
You might have to fight the good fight for a while to get everything the way you want it, but
yeah,
the first step is getting them in the door. So
you attract more flies with sugar than salt.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, boys. We're at 2.5 hours plus here.
Dude, you're like a podcast machine this week, dude.
Yeah, well, the wife is out of town, and I'm kind of a homebody. And
where'd she go?
Catching up.
She went to Mexico. It's spring break for the kiddo, and so her and friends of ours, both the wives took the kids, and
Nice.
they're down in Mexico, soaking up the sun.
Nice.
Yeah, so I get to hang out in the garage a little bit more than I normally would. So it's a
I wish I was up there.
I miss you, Sally. I love you, Sally, but I get a little more garage time, so that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we need to figure out the baseball schedule and set something up for this summer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Never been to that stadium in Minnesota there, and it's a natural rivalry.
Oh yeah, the Sox. How you feeling about your White Sox there?
I'm not.
Yeah. I think the Twins are going to be okay. I mean, we still got a good chance of making the playoffs. What about the Red Sox? We got Red Sox and White Sox on this podcast.
Yeah.
How the Red Sox looking?
I don't. We'll see how the Reds. So you see all the Raz with the Patriots. That's another story, man. You see us. We're rebuilding.
Yeah. Well,
Belichick's gone.
Oh,
we got rid of.
Speaking of football players, look at the shoulders on this guy.
So, Chuck D, this isn't an accident. This was my get up today.
Dent Reaper on today.
So it was an accident, by the way.
Well, I think it's Dent Reaper. I'll have to get the glasses.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
sir.
the glow in the dark. Hey, that's my favorite one, John. That one's the glow in the dark one, right?
I don't know. That's the gold. When the gold tabs came out, we made a bunch of it with the gold.
Hold the fucking phone.
I like my glow in the dark
t-shirt.
Yeah. We've had a few.
Oh, cool, Constantine. Thank you for making sure I got the non-glow in the dark t-shirt.
Thanks, Gato.
Sorry. Send them a link.
They're all limited. Sally makes them all, so it's all limited.
So it's Sally. I got a bone to pick with her then.
Yeah. If you get on her good side, you get all the t-shirts. But yeah. How you been, Jim?
Oh man, I'm great. This is the first time I'm doing a podcast off of my phone.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was getting ready to order Chinese food when I got the link. So
diggity. Yeah, St. Patty's Day, why wouldn't you order Chinese food? I mean,
oh fuck, is this St. Patty's Day?
Well, Sunday is technically
Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Sunday.
All right.
We're just I'm jumping the gun. It's Friday. I don't want to get hammered on Sunday. Then Monday's even rougher than normal.
You just want to get hammered Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We'll see how it plays out. Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up? That laugh, by the way. Hello.
How are you, man? I saw you, but barely got to talk to you at MTE, man.
Well, that's how it was, Yeah,
I mean, that's MTE.
It's a blur.
Yeah.
It's a blur. Jim, do you run a CRM system for your shop, or how do you manage your customer flow?
It's called Ashley. It's the Ashley CRM system.
Nice.
Ashley management system.
Yep. But I tell you what, she's actually been in the last couple of months really researching heavy what CRM system she wants to use, because that's just kind of like hand tracking our customers isn't the most efficient.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much to add to that. I'm just here for support.
Hey, it's all appreciated. It's always good. It's always good to talk to, the more Dent guys, the merrier, I always say. So.
Oh yeah, and actually, we got a video that you're going to want to see, John Vadine. I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but you're mentioned a couple times.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
well, that's exciting. Hopefully, it's not the one where I was sitting on the couch at your seminar there.
No. This is brand new. Just shot yesterday.
Love it.
Oh, so I assume this is something that we need to know about, John? What
I honestly don't know what he's talking about. So
no, you just said you were worried about it. So were you passed out on the couch or something?
No. You're just joking around.
Oh.
I'll tag you in it when we post it. I think she's probably going to post it now since I'm on here with you. hello.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely have to check that out. I mean, is there any teaser?
Nope.
Sure.
Nope.
Hey, you guys talk amongst
That is
yourselves
the
real
teaser.
quick. My
Nothing
wife
is-
is
no
blowing me
information.
up, and I'm gonna call her.
Uh-oh.
So, anyhow, yeah, MTE was a blast. Hey, I wanted to ask somebody else. Did anybody else's hips hurt after MTE like a son of a bitch?
The ribs?
Not hips and like knees and ankles and shit.
Dude, you know what I did? So on education day, the way they had everybody lined up going in and out of the conference rooms, I was trying to like duck around a line of people, and they had these like big, super thick, like gaudy ass chair rails going around all doorways in
Yeah.
the hallway. I fucking slammed my leg into that chair rail, and I think I had like a deep bone bruise for like a month.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
My hip was definitely hurting after MTE, but for different reasons.
Oh man.
Yeah,
There was
I
a-
like, hit right on the 90-degree point edge of it. It hurts so fucking bad.
Oh fuck, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I complained about it a little bit, but you just brought up the trauma.
I just wish I could have been there to see it and point and laugh like, Martin on The Simpsons. Like, 'cause that's what friends do.
I actually did look around to see if anybody noticed it, and it didn't look like anybody did. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
I wasn't there long enough to have any pains.
Now, did you just stop by for a day?
Yeah, I was only there for a few hours. We
shit.
flew in that morning and we flew out that afternoon.
Oh, damn. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, really quick. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm not going to stay on here too long, guys. I just wanted Johnny sent me a link. Just wanted to say hi. Hi. But I'll help you guys fill time while he's gone. The host of the show just walked off. You guys have been doing this for 3 hours?
Well, he has, I guess. I jumped on. When I jumped on, I guess he was about. I think I came on after 2 hours.
Holy
Or
shit.
after an hour. After an hour. Vinny was on here.
Yeah, I've been on for about an hour and a half, I think, somewhere around.
Really?
Yeah, it's been
been a little while.
Wrap it up myself.
It's been a great show. Yeah, just kind of flowed. Clif got kicked out, and then Vinny came in, and then as soon as Vinny disappeared, Scotto showed up, and then Petloff, and yeah, it's been.
Oh, wow, you're live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were shooting the shit.
Hey, everybody needs to know they got the rawest form of John Scotto.
I thought we were in the waiting room.
Oh no. This is awesome. That's hilarious.
I thought this was a casting couch version. Oh shit.
It's a POV.
You got the real deal, baby. Oh, that's hilarious. So, Jim, besides this mystery video, any new happenings from the Real World crew, or
fuck,
steadily building the training videos and such?
Always. Right now, I mean, with a couple hundred videos online, on the website, I don't really feel the need to make a fuckload more videos. It's all there. At this point, I'm just repeating. So it's mostly, shit, I'll tell you something about the video. So I got those damn meta glasses, right, John Paddy?
What's going on?
I don't know. Did I disappear?
Can nobody else hear him?
I can hear him.
I can hear him.
Johnny.
Sean can't hear you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Which ones did you get, Jim? Do you like them?
I can't hear nothing.
The Ray-Ban Wayfarer ones. And
did you get the clear lens or?
Yeah, the clear lens.
Yeah.
And they're okay. They're not great for shooting repair video, but they're good for fucking around with, that's for sure. And everybody who wears them kind of looks like John Paddy. And so now that he can't hear us, that's what the video is about. I'm doing a lot of.
There we go. Now I can hear.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
Now I can hear.
So they're not good to do a dent, though? No?
No, everything looks like it's about a mile away out of the
Oh,
bar.
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that for?
Oh, I mean, if you would have been here, you would know.
Fair enough. You know what? I'll check it out on Spotify later.
You'll have to watch the replay.
Watch the replay. Oh, shit.
Well, guys, hey,
Stamp that shit.
I appreciate you having me on, but I do got to feed this family because it's 9 o'clock and I've been a lazy piece of
Get her
shit.
done. Get her done.
go to
Get your corned beef fried rice. That's St. Patty's Day Chinese. It sounds amazing.
We're doing it. Honestly, if that existed, I would fucking have at it.
You know what? It doesn't sound half bad.
Yeah, now that you said it, I'm kind of craving this thing I've never had now.
That sounds like something a fucking brewery would serve on St. Patrick's Day because their food menu has to be so eclectic they're too cool for the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that sounds really fucking good, actually. No. All right.
I'm out of here too, guys. Yeah. I'll see you later. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll see you guys.
Sorry you were secretly live.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought we were in the back room here.
Get that well enough.
Get that green light on in the corner.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See you later, John Scotto.
All right.
See ya.
All right, guys. This is where I'm going to say my goodbye too.
Follow RPM Dent Repair. Sign up for Real World PDR.
Oh yeah.
Have a happy St. Patty's Day. I think we're gonna call it quits. If you want to hang out, Dave, that would be cool.
Well, I want to be here for the end then to say that I finished this up with you.
Do you know the closing line of the podcast? I mean, we got to say first of all, everybody have a happy St. Patty's Day.
Cheers to my empty fourth glass of Jameson.
Well, here's a guy that has never listened to the podcast because the closing line, at least not to the end, the closing line is always, have a good one. We'll see you on the next. Until then, live your dreams.
Just wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of Dents and Dreams. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints, I can be reached at Dent Reaper across social media. And be sure to subscribe to the Dents and Dreams Facebook group and or YouTube channel, because that's where it'll happen if and when we go live. Thanks again.